I look like the Pale King today because I'm so pale because of the red clothes.
My dice.
I
There
was
they
going
are.
to say half of us are wearing red right now.
I've got red on the inside.
Don't we all?
Okay, so we all are wearing red.
Except for May. Her blood is yellow.
Hiss?
Yeah?
It's more
Not
of a
green?
peach.
It's more
Oh,
of a
okay.
peach.
Why is that? Why is that?
Where's what?
Never mind.
No, it's funny that way.
Why is your blood peach?
Girly pop.
Hello, everybody! If you didn't already know from the title and the graphic in the center of the screen that I didn't actually forget to change this time, this is session 35 of the New Heroes of Altiria.
35 sessions?
Indeed.
Holy
In
cannoli.
session 34, after concluding it was the best next step in solving the multitude of mysteries plaguing the underground city of Yifgal, we saw as our heroes hatched a plan to first infiltrate the city's recently renovated prison under the guise of diplomats in order to gather intelligence, then regroup and come up with a way to get in contact with the son of the former High Chief, who was being kept there under dubious pretenses. Once inside what was supposed to be a simple prison, the heroes discovered a large industrial complex dedicated to the manufacture of various weapons of war, as well as a sizable fleet of dwarven, kinmen, and automaton soldiers. All the while, the city was parading itself under the reputation of being a neutral and even pacifist nation. Additionally, it was discovered that this encampment and this encampment alone was equipped with several special deterrent devices nicknamed the Hammers that were able to protect the base from the infestation of giant stone-eating worms that were plaguing the rest of the city. No doubt realizing the gravity of the situation they found themselves in, our heroes set off on the most decisive and spectacular course of action they could think of in the moment. Starting off with Poi Poi stealthily sending a sonic boom careening to the other side of the base. Whoopsie, that's the wrong sound effect. Swiftly followed up by Johan teleporting the party 1,000 feet into the air above the highly fortified actual prison in the center of the base. Gimbal conjuring up a surprisingly solid gust of wind to cushion their fall as the heroes as a group pass through to slip through the ceiling, promptly staging a multi-level prison break surrounding an, as it turned out, completely unnecessary game of Guess Who. And all capped off with Thwomp constructing a mystic passage to get everyone back over to his dad's house after equipping Mikhail Stormfist, the son of the former High Chief, with a Sending Stone.
Can I say something before we start?
And there we start now. Yeah, you can say something.
Last session, we had an argument over whether I rolled a 6 or a 16 on an insight roll. And I would like to say we were both wrong, and I rolled a 14. But close enough.
I mean, it still counts.
I would also like to apologize that I had the wrong PNG tuber last session. In other words, I was a mess last session. Forgive me.
Oh my gosh. It is okay. But yeah, you guys just tumble through. Thwomp deconstructs his gateway behind. You guys now obliterating that prison, and Thwomp's dad is just standing there, mug in hand, and then he drops his mug.
Thwomp looks over and screams, "Sylvia, no!"
Sylvia.
Oof.
That was the name I gave the mug.
Mm.
Oh.
Surprising.
Running joke from the previous episode. Keurig.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
Don't drop the hydro flask.
Poi like standing up, dusting himself off, looking back through the portal, like pride parades. All right.
Just to confirm, is the portal still standing?
No.
Okay.
No, it got deconstructed once
Gotcha.
I got up on my feet.
Gotcha. Copy. Because otherwise, I was absolutely sending people through that.
That is so mean.
Oh my gosh. My dad would have none of that. He would have busted out his martial art moves. This is an inner monologue with Thwomp. Thwomp asks us, is everybody okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Fine
okay.
pickle, but I'm all right.
Yeah, I just kind of feel bad for like, opening all the prison cells in the prison. I mean,
We didn't open all of them. We just opened 3 floors.
And I'm sure it was
That's a lot
100%
of
necessary.
it was necessary, but I just
Yes.
feel bad.
But mission accomplished, right?
Yeah.
I turned to Thwomp's dad. This is all code, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, hey, Dad, how are you? Do you want me to clean that up for you?
No, I'll piece it back together. He sort of gets down and cracks as he's getting onto the floor, and he sort of picks up the shards in his hands. You kids have fun, I think.
Oh.
And then he sort of...
Thanks.
Okay, well, he's none the wiser.
Was he
All
called
right.
kid? 105.
Gimbal,
Yeah.
I'm answering Johan's.
Oh,
What?
That was such a genuine reaction for Kimball. I love that.
I'm so confused.
I'll tell you when you're older.
You're younger than me.
Oh my gosh.
This generation, am I right? Anyway. So let's probably give it a few hours to cool down
Right.
before we reach out to our
Yeah.
guy.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What can we do in the meantime?
There's other stuff we have to look at, right? Because he wasn't the only thing that we kind of had to go through, to figure
Right.
out.
Mhm.
Hmm.
What was the other stuff that we had to do?
I forgot.
That is very typical of us, yeah.
Yeah. That dementia. It's spreading.
Dear Mitch, yeah. So we had the visiting and visiting the guy. And then the family, right?
Yeah.
That's an Erngar.
Mhm.
And then what else? And isn't like someone from the council like suspicious?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, they're all pretty shady.
Because the person that murdered the mercenary, weren't they wearing the cloak of somebody that was in the council?
They were
I don't
wearing
know
Clarify
what
they
that.
were wearing a cloak.
A cloak.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to address the council though, because that's gonna like immediately get heat on our back. This whole last few hours, we have been fucking riding the line.
Yeah, we
That's
might
one thing
still
to
get in
yeah.
trouble for
No,
that.
we crossed the line for sure, but
Yeah, I think we
But
kind of.
they don't necessarily know that we were the people who did all the other stuff. Also, we didn't technically do anything other than start a riot. They don't know that what we were there for.
I
Right.
will
Nothing
say,
took place except for that guy that I thunder cunted down.
I will say, they probably don't let a lot of people in, and then the one time they let people in, disaster ensues. So I think we're just like suspect anyway.
But the last time they saw us, they had kicked us out.
That is true.
Mhm.
They were in the process of kicking us out
So we have
After
for
that
our
point-
safety.
And it was after
Yeah,
that
we have
point
an
they
alibi.
immediately had shit going on in the top floor of the building. I think most people
and we're
would
down
not-
here. Come
most people
on.
would not immediately come to the conclusion that
I guess maybe
they may be suspicious of us as like
Mhm.
a distraction. But if we were the distraction force,
You okay,
for that,
boy?
sorry, I found this like plate of stale pretzels.
Where are you getting food?
It's my dad leaves pretzels
Hey,
out all the
Thwomp,
time.
have you
They're
seen
always
my
stale.
pretzels anywhere?
No, Dad.
Come on, hide them.
I like the idea that you just like quickly arrange them in my hand like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Anyway,
Let's also not forget that those guards clearly didn't want us to know that
Anything.
those prisoners probably technically aren't prisoners.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
that's the feeling I get.
well,
Also, the
I don't know. That one guy was pretty fucking weird.
Oh, that
Which
one guy
one?
that we met up there. But the
Yeah.
chain gang.
Noah guy, Noah.
The chain gang, I'm
Copperspear?
not sure. Either way, if they are prisoners, that's like a wild amount of labor.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, what were they building in their fucking tanks? What even is
They
the
were
tank?
preparing for a war of some
Also,
kind.
they weren't
Clearly.
dwarves.
Yeah.
A lot of them weren't even dwarves.
No, yes, one was
Those are foreign
that Astrid
prisoners.
woman was a Scove, wasn't she?
Hmm?
Yeah. Oh, her Astrid.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's foreign prisoners that they're putting to labor.
Well, they might not necessarily be foreign, but it's definitely
I think it's
racist.
true. Yeah. Well, listen, everywhere's racist so far.
True.
I don't
Yeah.
think we've come to a town where there wasn't a little bit of racism.
We live in challenging
At least.
times.
We
That's-
do.
But that's
It's
why we're
honestly-
trying to fix these times.
That's literally my whole character.
I've
Exactly.
come to realize even.
And racism. That's my
And
goal.
we're a diverse
And so
group,
far, I
right,
think you've been
guys?
doing a good job.
I've come to realize that even Scove are racist. To Scove.
Yeah.
I came to the surface realizing that ending systemic racism is probably a bigger task than I ever could have possibly imagined. But then I proceeded to have multiple W's in that regard. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm starting to think I'm the Messiah again.
Honestly, at
Be
this
humble,
point, we
Clay,
should
be
consider
humble.
ourselves that. Let's definitely conflate our egos in such a way.
Honestly, it would keep us going, wouldn't it?
I will
think
say,
we're
just to
allowed.
humble us a little bit, we also cause a lot of chaos. We cause a lot of destruction.
Well, you gotta break some eggs, you know.
Just to keep us a little humble.
This is true. This is true.
No
Yeah,
matter
but
where
it's
we
out in
go,
the end.
I have been a literal god
Change.
twice, and it hasn't gone to my head at all.
It's literally
Wherever
got on
we-
your forehead.
Oh yeah, forget it.
Oh yeah,
It
technically.
doesn't
Starts
matter
poking
where
his
we
third
go.
eye.
Things change. Things happen.
For better or worse.
worse. Things
Listen,
are
I don't think
different
that's
We are a
where we
force
come
of
and go.
nature. By
Is
the
that-
way, can I roll a perception check?
You can.
Okay,
Fuck.
I want to see if
Is the
Squirrel Man's
detective
around.
here?
Yeah, good point.
Let's beat him up.
I got a dirty 20.
You look around and you see these two eyes peering out from around a tree. And then you realize that trees don't grow down here, and those two eyes that you saw are just carvings in the side of a wall. No, the squirrel is not around here.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Weird carving. What, they
I'm
have
like, wait a
they have
minute.
a mural of a tree with eyes?
That's
You know,
like,
I could see it.
it's like Wizard 101, Bartleby.
Of course,
The-
it's
the
Wizard. Here we
magical
go.
tree.
Here we go with the Wizard 101 talk again.
I want someone to make a compilation.
We haven't-
of every
we have
time
not
I mention
heard
Wizard 101.
Wizard
don't-
101 in a while.
This has been, folks. This has just been behind the scenes. But Alice She likes some Wizard 101, we'll say.
I do. I love Wizard 101. There's like a YouTube video of someone explaining
Always
the
trying to
whole
blackmail us to play it with her.
Well, you see, Alice is trying to reach 101 mentions of Wizard 101.
Oh wait, that would be so good.
And that's when they sent the cake over. They send you a free birthday cake that says 101 Dalmatians on it.
Just completely unrelated property.
What are we doing? Okay.
Yes,
Sorry,
that's what
guys.
we
I wanted to make sure that I wasn't losing my mind and that there wasn't a squirrel around the corners.
Okay, but we
We
need to
gotta
make
figure
a
out
game
what the hell
plan.
is going on with that guy. Next time we
Yeah.
see him, we gotta fucking grab him. And
When was the
talk.
last time you saw him?
Oh, I fucking knocked his ear out.
Yeah, Poi
at
Poi
the
hit.
window.
Yeah, he had like one of those listening
Like a
devices.
Yeah, like a
He
got, like,
to the window, and I
captured?
fucking pinged him. Yeah.
He seemed to be spying on the council members,
Hmm.
or at the very least, our
Specifically.
guy.
He was spying on us. With
That
the
too.
chief.
I don't think he was there for us. I think he was there for the council members, and then he saw
Yeah.
us talking to the chief, and he was like, "We
Maybe.
should probably talk to. We should probably."
Either way,
I
bro
agree,
is
my man.
sneaking, and why?
Mm-hmm.
I will say,
Either
if
way,
we
I
find
don't think
him,
we're his target.
I agree. But if we find him and he has information about the council, that would actually be pretty useful.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm curious if we're maybe on the same side and we don't know it.
Maybe.
I believe it. I don't get any malicious intent from him. He just, I just don't know what his deal is.
I don't get any intent. He just smolders and talks funny.
I was about to say that, Neth. I don't get any intent from him, which is just
I think
weird.
he's trying too hard to be cool. You know what I mean?
Bro's aura farming.
I think he's two squirrels in a
Johan
big
making
trench
that
coat.
reference is
Acorn.
I do this all the time. We're all playing old ass character, talking
Bro
with
was aura
teen lingo.
Oh my gosh.
Younger generations, am I right?
Boyfriend, you like the second youngest one here?
I think I'm the youngest one here. How old is Gimbal?
Gimbal, I think
Like
Gimbal
nine-
recently turned 19.
I think Gimbal and Poi Poi are around the same age.
Around the same age, give or
Mhm. I'm the middle child.
take. Yeah.
They're all
How
Johan
do
is
you
just-
you?
Johan's a
5 of
good
your
boy.
lifetimes in mine.
Gimbal twirls hair.
And yet,
I mean,
it feels
where-
like I'm taking care of you more than vice versa.
I get him.
All right, guys. What do we want to do? If we're gonna chill out for a few hours,
You should be taking care of me. What?
we got a few hours for the heat to die down. What do we want to do?
Shit.
You want to go grab another bagel for your dad?
Actually, I do.
Man,
You guys are welcome to come along. I don't know if
I could go for like a meat. I could go for a meat pie.
I don't feel safe not being near you, so I will follow you.
Food. I'm always down for some food.
And you guys head into town, where you see it's actually quite a bit more lively. Where is... I think that one. Yeah, we'll do this one.
It's a bunch of recently escaped convicts carousing.
You guys head into town. Apparently, there are cave birds. Which,
Yeah, I've heard of those. Fucking nasty little thing.
there are
It's the
cave
canaries.
There are cave birds. They're the canaries. That is a dark and sad reference. With a happy ending. But I'm not going to go into
These canaries resisted.
I
Over-
am not
over
going to
mining
get into the
company.
real life history of canaries in mines, although I do highly recommend it. They went to great lengths to save their little canaries. Anyways, it's a lot more lively right now, as it turns out. There's a lot of people out and about. It's bustling. You guys have only really seen this place sort of later in the day and at night. Yes, that's correct. The past several sessions all took place over the same nights.
Cool.
And now,
That's how we roll.
and then last session was during the morning, and now this session is sort of during the height,
Yo, maybe we should sleep.
height of the day.
We have not slept. No, we
You did,
slept, right?
you did sleep. You did sleep.
We did sleep.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, we slept before this last adventure.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a lot.
Can I, if it's lively, can I like eavesdrop on anybody? See why everybody is so out and about?
Sure.
What would
Roll.
that be? A perception?
Yeah, roll perception, and we'll call it you're rolling perception as you guys sort of get up to Rummy's bakery.
Okay. Well, that one wasn't none too great. That was a 9.
Okay, so unfortunately you don't really hear anything, but you do see that Rummy has set out tables outside now, as well as inside. It's bustling. It's bustling. Like I said, there's tables all around. You see Rummy sort of going table to table, and then she takes a plate of food behind the building before coming back out and going back inside of the building.
Ooh. What you got on the plate?
It looked like a plain meal, just straight honey bun and a mug of what you can only assume is probably chocolate.
Ooh.
What chocolate?
I wave
She
with
has
a smile on my face.
We'll say that she sees you and waves as she's heading inside to deal with the.
She looks busy. I don't want to bother her.
There's a lot of customers.
Yeah,
There are
I
a lot of
understand.
customers.
Is Donnie around, or Danny, or whatever that guy's name was?
His name was Darren, and Darren is not around.
Oh, okay. Good. My dad dodges another bullet.
It seems like he's been dodging a lot of bullets for a long time. I'm sure it's normal for him.
I still think your
Well,
dad
guys,
is a
I didn't
little
want
suspicious.
to admit anything, but my dad, he thinks he's got one over on everybody. I usually just pay people off for him. And he thinks that he's getting away with it.
Oh no. Yikes.
But we let him live his little fantasy. He's old. You heard his bones.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
they were
understand.
cracking pretty bad.
Is there a free table?
There is not at the front.
Okay.
Though you do see, or you would know that there is both seating in the front, or there's front, inside, and back.
Okay.
You could sit inside.
You can also sit inside.
Yeah.
Or do you guys want to like sit somewhere that's like less people? I'm sure the back
Like on the
is
roof?
probably less crowded. No, that's not what I meant. But we could we could go on the
It depends
roof
if you guys are hungry
want.
or not.
I'm down for something.
Okay. I just want to kind of grab the bread, but we can sit and commiserate for a bit if we like.
Yeah, we don't really know what the next course of action should be,
Yeah.
other than just waiting for heat to die down. I feel like I wanna.
I think we should do something.
Who is there? Okay. Can I go up to the counter and just like get the bread without necessarily bugging Rum?
Yeah, you can go.
Is there an employee behind the table?
You would know that Room Nabella does not really like keeping employees, because as you would know, she states they always just fuck it up. So what she doesn't said is she has an honor system where if you want baked goods, she has pre-packaged ones on busy days, so you can just grab a bag and leave money on the counter.
Oh, okay. I'll do that, but is there anybody else up at the counter?
There is nobody behind the counter.
Okay. No, well, is there anybody else, like a customer? I'm just trying to get information on why it's so lively out right now.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you can walk up to anybody. There's lots of people around. You would also recognize, I think it was Lev was one of the people that were like one of the people transporting goods from yesterday. He can also be there.
Okay.
If you wanted to speak to a familiar face.
Oh, what was that?
If you wanted to speak to a familiar face, I mean.
Okay. For a little bit, I suppose. I'm gonna grab that bread, and I'm gonna. How much does it cost? I'll actually pay the gold for it, or whatever.
We'll count it as 6 copper.
6 copper? Easy. No problemo. And I'm gonna get another one for the group.
Okay. So that is 12 copper total then.
Okay, 12 copper. Gotcha.
Yep, 12
and I
copper
while
total.
I'm picking these up, I spin around and recognize Lev. I'm like, oh hey Lev, how are you?
Pretty good. Today's my day off, so nothing much to do.
That's why it's so crowded. It's like the day off.
So just hanging out?
Well, I was here supposed to meet somebody, but she never came, so
Oh.
it is what it is.
Did you get stood up?
It's not the first time.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you're taking it in stride, buddy.
I'm sort of used to it by now.
Nah, well, hey, you know what? You're gonna find somebody someday.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. You haven't heard any rumors going around, have you? About, any commotions?
Well, there was the like worm attack on the base last night, or on the prison last night. But I'm thinking it was a prison break. Just you know.
What gives you that idea?
Well, I've got a buddy who used to be a guard, and he said that he heard the alarm that goes off when there's a prison break. So I'm thinking there's.
But the official word is worms, huh?
Official word is worms, but you know, I sort of live near there. Have not seen any worms over there at all, like ever, and they're everywhere. But that wall that's up in front of the prison, it is pristine, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, it'll all come out in the wash. Just stay safe.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
I'll catch you later.
Alright. See you later, Thwomp. Oh yeah, Darren's looking for your dad.
Oh, have you seen it? I spin around. Oh yeah, have you seen Darren?
Yeah, he's over at the forges right now.
Are you gonna meet up with him later?
Probably not. But there's a game on Saturday, so maybe I'll see him then.
Oh, you're playing D&D?
Yeah, actually.
Ooh, I want to hear all about that. What's that? You've never heard of it, Gimbal?
No. We didn't play that in Aspenshire.
You know, I heard about this one guy making a system called Paws and Claws or some bullshit, but I thought that was stupid, so I just went back to the original.
Yeah.
I'm a Pathfinder guy myself.
What does any of this mean?
We'll break it down for you.
What are you talking about over there?
Johan's like, these are the devil's games.
Oh yeah.
Boomer Johan.
What's that Tom Hanks movie? Wizards and witch robes or something?
Not Johan. From growing up in Devil's Rest, formerly Angel's Rest.
Oh
Good
man.
God.
Well, I let not Darren. I let that guy go. I already forgot his name.
Lev.
Lev. I spin around. I hand one of the loaves to Gimbal to put in her little backpack there, his little backpack.
Yeah, nobody can tell what Gentle
and-
Gimbal is.
And then I inform everybody on what he just told me, on how they're clearly lying about the prison break, and they're saying it's worms.
Well, I guess they don't want to like stir like, what is it?
Yeah, they're doing
Fear.
something. Well, either they don't want to stir fear, or they want to.
I also make a point of the wall. He says that wall is pristine. So what's up with the wall? Why do the worms
It's because of
avoid
the
it?
hammer thing.
Yeah.
When we were
Oh, that's
inside,
right. Oh, that's right.
the
That's right. I
vibrations scare the worms away.
Thank you, Gimbal. I forgot myself.
I got a fresh mind.
Which that is odd because, like, from the way Lev was talking, he didn't know about the hammers. No one knows. So there's just no one know about
definitely
them.
not. Because if people knew about the hammers, they would probably be trying to put them everywhere, so the
Yeah.
worms would completely be gone.
Maybe that's something we can bring up to Main Man when we go meet up with him.
Yeah,
The
probably a
Iron
good
Claw?
call. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still just thinking about how like the Iron Claw family is suspicious. Do you guys still think it's like? Do you guys think it's like the Iron Claw family, or do you think it's someone trying to frame the family?
I think it's either. I don't think it's framing. I think framing would be a bit. I don't know. I don't
Cliche?
see. Cliche? Not cliche, but like convoluted. It's probably either someone with the family or someone close to the family. Because it might not. I think it might not be the family directly. I can see that being reasonable, but it would have to definitely be someone close enough to get their hands on that weapon. Maybe a member of the guard.
I'm just thinking how would we go about like, I don't know, investigating that.
Good question. There's also the crack. We could also say the crackpot theory that the chief did it. Chief just stabbed their own mercenary.
And what is this lying
knew
to
too
us the whole
much.
time?
I think
Okay,
everything's on
here's
the
the thing.
table.
Okay, maybe I don't necessarily think that the chief did the murder, but there is a part of me that thinks that maybe the chief is the one in the wrong here. Like, they're trying to cover something up. He hired that mercenary for nasty purposes.
Right.
And whoever killed the mercenary was just trying to counter the chief.
I don't believe he's completely innocent, but I don't know about that. But
I'm not
he may
sure.
be onto
It just,
something.
yeah, I'm just saying it's on the table. I'm not sold on it.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. It's an avenue to explore. One worth exploring.
Something to keep in mind as we get more information.
Well, it seems to me that they already kind of have a cover story for this whole prison thing. Maybe we should just go start talking to people.
Yeah.
Is there any like particular person that you think we should be talking to, or just like do you think just the average civilian?
We should talk to the son for sure, but I don't know how long we should wait because I don't want.
Well, if we talk around and see if like there's still like alarms blaring or still like stuff going on there, because I'm sure people would notice if like that stuff stopped. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, who do we want to talk to first?
What's near the prison?
A lot of things, mostly like the sort of back end storage warehouses and stuff. There are some like the guard housing is over there, like barracks. Not the soldier housing. You guys would have seen the soldier housing on the base by the prison, but the actual town guards, not soldiers, are there in those houses, as well as the sort of cheaper city housing is over there. So think warehouses and not slums per se, because that's where Thom's father lives, but sort of poorer and urban city.
A part of me wants to go there just to see if we saw like a loose prisoner or something, or like someone that actually escaped.
There's no way. There's no way any of them escaped. There's too many layers to the whole thing. They're probably gonna be suspicious of a prison break, which is why, I thought that we should leave the guy in there. Because if we're lucky, they have no idea what we did. They have no idea to suspect what we did.
You know what I just remembered? When we were in the prison, Swamp put a note like from one of the office desks in his pocket, and we never really like fully like read it.
Oh
or
yeah,
anything.
we have some. You took some papers. We might as well take a closer look at that.
I dig it in my back pocket and I pull it out.
I also have a ream of normal paper in case, so like we actually have fucking paper for when we need it, which is frequent. We need to write shit a lot.
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Painfully frequently.
So the paper itself is essentially a document outlining layoffs, specifically of the people that were there inside of the Yifgal Rehabilitation Center. They were given very little notice that they were being let go. It was essentially, it looks like, the letter itself is very legalese. It's essentially just, you're no longer working with us. We need you out by the end of the day. Yada, yada, yada. So they gave notice and fired them all in one breath. Something about a takeover. And it's signed the Orichalcum brothers. Or the brothers Orichalcum, yes.
That's not a name we know, is it?
Sounds familiar. I might be wrong.
Orichalcum. Brothers.
I use my recall power. I roll recall.
Roll it.
Come on, baby. I want recall. A
This is
3.
gonna be, okay. I was about to say it's probably going to be a hard one too. So unfortunately, you do not know who the Orichalcum brothers are, or the brothers Orichalcum. You just know that they are.
Well, we could always ask around.
True.
And they were what? They were responsible for like the changing up of the facility?
Yeah, it looks like they're the ones that sent out the letter.
Fascinating. Okay, well, persons of interest, will ask about them. Take the note and shove it back in my pocket. Oh, say, Poi Poi, didn't you give a waystone?
Ascending stone.
Ascending stone to the dude in the...
Yeah, that was the whole thing, though, so that we could talk to him. We're waiting. We're waiting for the heat to die down so we get the opportunity.
Right.
Can he actively hear us? Like, I didn't really think about it, but like,
No, I make it so that you guys can actively hear each other if it's funny, but technically the way that the
Okay,
mechanically how it works is you have to intend to send the message.
got it.
Oh, I see.
Fair.
Well, yeah. Whenever we're ready. I don't have a stone anymore because I
Except
gave it
for
to
the
him. Hopefully I
spying
get it
stone.
back.
The spying stone did not work that way.
I guess I could just do a quick scry on him to see if stuff is chill over there.
Oh yeah, we can just scry on people. Like, didn't it?
Oh, I should scry on that fucking squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you know, yeah,
good point.
exactly.
Why am I not like?
We know his
abusing
face.
the
Why
scry
aren't we
power?
using that shit more often? Oh my god.
Because
You actually-
forget that we have
you
it.
did
Are the
use the
greatest heroes of
scrying.
Artilleria.
You did use the scrying stone on the squirrel last time. You saw he was writing something.
No,
Oh,
no,
that's
we
right.
Oh no,
used
you
it
used
on-
it on.
That was on Ironclaw.
That was on
That was on
Ironclaw.
Iron-
You're right.
Oh,
You're
okay,
right.
okay.
Anyway, would my soul stone be replenished by this point?
You guys went and slept before last session, so
Yeah, it was at the end of the last session. It was at 40% out of 200.
We didn't.
If
we
you-
didn't
you would
long
still
rest
be at
since
you would still be at
last session.
40% because we started this session
Okay.
as you guys exited the gate.
If you need an extra soul stone, I have plenty.
Oh, I have so many.
Okay.
Apparently, I have 2 soul gems. Apparently, I'm carrying 3 soul gems and a core gem.
Poi the bedazzled.
Put the bedazzled.
I need to put this shit on a necklace. They're just loose. I've just got these 2 like. Anyway.
Amazing.
But apparently, I have 2 soul gems. Unless I gave one, I could have sworn.
I have 2 soul stones myself.
Oh well. I've just got so much mana. Oh, I spent 100 of it for. Okay, I'm all good. I have enough mana. I have enough mana.
Okay.
We will do a quick scry on our boy in the cell.
Okay.
See if he's all.
Okay.
Okay, that is a 13.
Okay. I will give it to you with a 13. And just to ask before I describe, what level is the scry ability?
Is 10% level 2?
10% is level 2.
Then it's level 2.
Okay. Copy. And just to let anybody know again, you can always upcast.
I can upcast. I can upcast from an item.
You can upcast. Well,
If it's like an item that gives me a spell.
you're right. You're right. I forgot about that. No, actually.
Okay.
Thank you for catching that because I was about to say something that wasn't mechanically true.
Cool.
moment.
Okay,
I
13.
the only spells I actually have are wild magic and pass through.
13. You can
I
see.
have a lot of spells, but they're all like utility stuff. Sorry, go on.
That's good.
You can actually see Mikhail. His hands and his feet are bound in chains. He is standing. You can't see details, but you can see like a figure to his left and a figure to his right, also in chains. You can get the impression that they're in sort of this lineup, and then you see another
Got it.
figure sort of pass in front of him.
He's on the yard. Okay. We should call later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next up, Liam.
We don't even know his name.
Squirrel guy.
Might as well be Liam. He's Liam to us.
Squirrel guy.
Liam Treeman.
I'm about to.
Liam Treeman?
Yeah. I'm about to scry on him, and it's gonna be like that scene from Spaceballs, where just we see ourselves. Okay. Nice. 16.
Ooh, that is pretty good. The first thing you see is his notebook, sort of out in front of him. He's got a pen in his hand and he's sort of writing in it as he reaches over, picks up a cup, sips from it, and sets it down. You see he is sitting at this table in a back alley. There is a plate of food next to him.
He's Lady and the Tramping.
Has a little girlfriend.
Can I see any of this, or is it just Poi Poi describing it?
You can look in the scrying stuff.
If you gaze into my ball,
Your powerful ball.
ponder the orb.
Ponder. Return the slab. Do I recognize that alley?
Roll recall.
I'm gonna get it this
Getting
time,
so many
guys.
opportunities.
I'm gonna
How
get
many
it this
pity
time.
points do you have?
I have 5.
Okay.
Come on.
You got this?
Oh, that's a 13, and I can bump it up to 18 if I really wanted to.
Okay. I can give it to you with a 13.
Oh.
You would
You got
in
it.
fact recognize. Oh yeah, you have recall now. Congratulations.
Yay!
You would in fact recognize this as the seating area behind Rummy's Bakery.
Oh, he's
Let's jump
there.
Oh, he's right there.
Let's jump him. Yeah. For
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Let's see
cup
if we can jump
plus
him.
food that Rummy was bringing back there was to the squirrel.
Oh my God! Rummy's in cahoots with Squirrelman.
I think he's just a customer. So, do we want to actually? Let's do this Let's do this in the way that is most respectful to a noir detective.
Okay.
Everybody just stand around the corners of the buildings, and I'm just gonna appear in the chair in front of him. And I'll do like a thing. I'll do like a thing like, "Hey, we're gonna talk," and then I don't know. Does anyone have like a laser pointer?
No.
Oh,
It's pretty funny.
Unfortunately, we do not have a laser pointer.
We'll improv.
Whoopsie daisies.
Should I try and sneak around back? And then basically the rest of you just try and cover the exits?
Yeah. He does. I mean, he seems a little squirrely.
Yeah. I think it's because of his demeanor.
Nature. Yeah, let's do that.
I have a cookie and some string if we need to lay a trap.
Can
I think
lay
it
a
would
trap
only
with
work on
cookie and
me.
some
You can just use this bait, lead them in somewhere.
like
This is not an actual squirrel, Johan.
Also, I think chocolate is probably toxic to squirrels, or what kind of cookie
That's
is
for
it?
dogs.
Yeah, what is
I don't
it?
even
He is
know.
drinking.
I-
He's drinking chocolate right now.
Oh,
He's drinking chocolate.
you hear
Sober.
him
He's not
coughing
a
in the alleyway.
squirrel.
He likes to live dangerously.
Okay.
When you say-
let's start.
When you say
moving.
he's drinking chocolate, do you mean hot chocolate, like in the drink hot chocolate, or is he just straight up drinking chocolate syrup?
It's like hot chocolate. It's like a
Gotta
chocolate
be hot.
Okay.
chocolate flavored drink. Which, as it turns out, no, squirrels can't have chocolate, but this one can.
It's an egg cream.
He's a ferret anyway. He's not really a squirrel.
This is
It's
true.
true.
Oh yeah, he's a fair, not a scober. My bad. Fair one.
Does that indicate I'm actually a deer?
You eat a lot of fish, which I think
Been
real
living
deers
a
don't.
lot.
Okay, Gimbal, you cover
They're
the right.
omnivores.
You cover the right
Yeah.
exit to the alley. Johan, you covered the left exit to the alley. Thwomp, could you put in an order for a drink for me to be brought out so that it looks like I was like meant to be there?
I can handle that.
Okay, and I'm gonna try sneak my way out there.
Actually, no, I want a different one. No, we'll just use this one. roll performance.
Ooh.
Everybody roll performance,
Oh.
and then
Oh.
the highest roll will be the roll for the group.
I would like to acquire performance. If
I'd like
I
to acquire it
succeed.
as well if I can.
Would also like to acquire.
I'd like to try. I got
We're
a
gonna
10.
become a
to cry.
fucking band.
Okay,
I have 3
Dang.
open slots.
sure. You can acquire performance if you roll over 13.
Nope.
I rolled a 12. I have 1 pity point.
What'd you roll,
I have
Evan?
5 pity points.
Rolled a 10 and I have 4 pities.
I rolled a 6. I'm not getting it.
Okay, so Poi Poi and Brady, right? What else roll?
I also me and Brady both rolled 10s, and then
Oh,
Nate
gotcha.
rolled a 12.
Okay.
And I think, are we all spending pity points so that we
I
can
could
be
spend
like,
some pity points.
9.
I have 5. I'm
If
getting
you
15
get-
at ones last session.
And again, I'm only counting the highest roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gimbal, you should probably.
Yeah, I'll spend all 5 of my pity points just for that.
I'm not spending any.
It's okay. I'll take one for the team. I kind of want to acquire performance anyways.
So now it's
I think
now
I'll just.
the
I think
highest.
I'm not gonna acquire it. I would rather get a pity point.
Okay, so the
Yeah, same.
highest is the highest now is a
This is
15, which is technically a success. It's not a major success, but it's a success. You see, as you guys are sort of moving into place, his ear twitches. You can describe however you get up or whatever you do.
If I may, I would like to wait for a moment where his ear twitches and he glances to the side, and when he glances back, I'm just sitting in the other chair.
Gotcha. Roll dexterity.
Or stealth.
Roll stealth. Yeah. Okay. That's better.
Okay, that is a 12. I have 2 pity points. Was it 13?
It's a success.
With a 12?
No, with a 13, it's a success.
13 is a success. I will take the 13.
He looks and then looks back. You're sitting in the chair. I figured that's what you were doing. And as he takes
Whatever,
a sip,
squirrely Dan.
as he takes a sip of his cup, Thwomp comes over with your drink.
And Gimbal is in the
Thank you,
background flexing.
Here you go.
Which is why we got a success on the performance.
Are they there to intimidate me?
Not to intimidate necessarily, just to make sure that you don't run before we've had time to talk.
I'm still eating my food. I've got nowhere to go.
Okay. I'm not telling you to stop eating your food. We do not know what sides we're both on. We're not against you, we don't think. But we have some questions. What were you doing spying on us and the chief?
I wasn't.
Yes, you were. You were at the window.
I wasn't spying on you.
You're spying on the chief.
I have what you would call a vested interest. Was that it?
No. What? Of course not. You realize that gave me nothing. Why are
Flom leans
you
down to
spying on
Boy
the
Boy and asks, "Is he working for anybody?"
Good question. Are you working for anybody? You can ask out loud too, Quamp.
Are you working for anybody? Who are you working for?
Why would I be persuaded to tell you? Whether or not I had anybody. Why should I tell you what I was doing following the chief?
Because there's some shit going on in this town. And we need to know what.
So do I.
Great. So then we should be on the same side.
But I haven't made my mind up about you yet.
We're trying to make our mind up about you.
Then it seems we have a common goal.
Yeah, and it seems like that can be easily solved with some more communication.
So communicate. What do you have?
Well, how much did you hear from the chief? I'm sorry about your ears, by the way. It was really funny, though.
You're making me break character.
Come on, Pagan.
Snappy.
I didn't hear anything I didn't already know.
Except for bing.
I wish I could say that was the first time. It wasn't.
Oh, you know what? That's what happens when you try to hide behind a see-through material.
They make a point.
Most people don't expect it.
Someone looking through a window? People don't expect it?
Someone standing beside a window.
Well, I'm sure you know the make of the dagger.
I do.
I presume you know its probable origin.
I do.
Mm-hmm. What do you know about the prison?
I know that a certain 4 individuals found themselves careening through the roof.
How would you know that?
There were cameras. Luckily, I was there on my own business. So, he pulls out this cartridge and he sets it on the table in front of you guys.
Off. Kind of you.
I wanted to have leverage. When you
I suppose
came and found me.
Fair. I suppose that's fair. I'll be honest, I'm not super intimidated by that.
It was worth a shot.
It's not the first time we came in, broke a bunch of shit, and fixed everything anyway.
I think Johanna does lose character and just laughs a bit. Pins his nose. Oh my god.
Not our first time dealing with prisoners.
So this happens a lot then.
Hmm?
So this happens a lot then.
Well, I wouldn't say a lot. It's just when it does happen, it's big. We liberated a city.
So Gold Marsh, Northwatch, that sort of a thing.
So you are a fan.
Yeah.
I'm someone who reads the papers.
Hmm.
So you knew of us?
In passing, yes.
Well, if you seem to know our reputation, why are you so cagey? Why try and leverage anything over us?
Have you ever seen me in the paper?
I don't read the paper.
I don't read.
I thought you said eat for
If you
I thought you
did,
said eat for a second, and I wasn't going to question it at all.
What?
even if you did, your answer would be no. I'm not one to quickly trust those so public and visible. I prefer to do my work from behind those doors. There's more freedom that way.
Me too, but fucking want these guys?
Boy, you're the worst case of everything.
I start slowly depressing my thumb into Boy's skull.
Ah!
It just sinks in.
I try to be more sneaky, but it's like everyone can see me poking out from where I'm hiding. I can't imagine why.
Johan does hit like every doorway.
Yeah. But he means well.
And
Not
I'm
for the
like
doorway.
7 feet tall. It's kind of hard.
Well,
Saying as the only one with stealth.
Yeah.
I have stealth.
I have a +1 in stealth.
We all have
Sounds
Well, the other
good.
side.
Gimbal
I
has
have no
natural
We just don't
stealth.
stealth.
I have 0 stealth.
What's up? I don't have natural stealth.
Gimbal
I
has
have
natural
natural
stealth.
stealth.
You have natural stealth.
Yeah. I have a
Is that a
+2.
bugbear trait?
Yeah, it is a bugbear trait.
I
Oh,
worked for mine.
Well,
So did
I'm
I.
just naturally talented. What can I say?
Maybe he's born with it.
I'm just born with it.
Maybe it's
Maybe it's
Maybelline.
Maybelline.
Boy!
What do you know about the worms? Because we have some suspicions that we're hoping that maybe you have a bit more knowledge to help us figure out.
What are your suspicions?
We have multiple courses at the moment. I'm gonna like stare him in the eyes as I like list them off. The chief claims to not know where they come from. Supposedly hired that mercenary to try and get to the bottom of it. Personally, I don't 100% buy that, but it is the only word that we have right now. So, if the chief is not responsible for the worms, who is responsible? Can't just have all those things show up out of nowhere naturally, especially given their almost trained hunting pattern. Know anything?
What are your theories?
Theorize that it's one of 3 things. Number 1, and this is the weakest, anarchy. Just bring everything down. Theory number 2, someone released the worms to try and make the chief look bad, given the timing of his inauguration and this struggle. Not uncommon for people to blame completely random issues on the person who's supposed to be in charge. Or, theory number 3, he's going to turn around one day with a magical solution to these worms, and everybody's going to celebrate him, and he's going to look like the good guy. Although, we already know there is a solution for the worms. Limited one. But there is one.
And whose solution was it?
You tell me.
I'm asking.
I don't want to give you... I don't want to give you information.
I know
You
the
haven't given me
information.
anything.
I know the information. I'm getting you to think.
How do we know you know the information and you're not just gathering information from us?
You don't.
Insight.
Vibe check.
Roll insight. Are you rolling insight on him saying you don't know? Or are you rolling
I'm
insight
rolling
to gather
on him
that?
knowing.
Gotcha.
Like, does he already know, or is he trying to get us to spill more than he is?
Gotcha.
I rolled a 13.
You get the impression that he knows a lot more than you do, but you also get the impression he's definitely reading and probably testing you.
Okay. The prison has a solution to the worms already.
And who owns the prison?
The council?
There's military there.
No. Thwomp takes the paper out of his pocket. Wasn't there a buyout?
The Alchem brothers?
It's a commercially owned prison.
There was a much bigger buyout than you realize.
Damn.
He finishes the last bite of his bread, stands up, closes his notebook, and sort of dusts himself off. You'd be good to research more into the history of Yivgal.
Okay.
And if
Thank
I were
you.
you, I'd look into those council members you were concerned about me following.
They were on our list.
I'll see you when you get to the top of your list. And he
Wait, what
looks
can we
back.
call you?
That's irrelevant. And he walks
Give
away.
us a fucking code.
You want to
word.
be known as Squirrel Guy?
Yeah, we're gonna keep calling you Squirrely.
Squirrel Guy.
He just shrugs and walks around a corner.
You gotta give him a more atrocious nickname, so he has to give us a name.
Let's just call him like Flumpy.
Sure. I like it.
What's like a famous squirrel?
Flumpy.
My horse.
The tale of Flumpy.
My mind went to Bucky's, but that's an otter, I'm pretty sure.
My first.
Yeah,
my
Bucky's is
dumbass-
a beaver.
Oh, beef. Yeah, that makes more sense.
My dumbass immediately thought Alvin from Alvin and the
Oh my god.
Chipmunks.
No, that's almost too perfect. That's almost denigrating. Calling him a chipmunk.
I feel like he's more of a Simon.
He's more of a Simon. No, he's more of a Theodore.
Theodore? No, he does not have Theodore
Totally.
energy.
Nah, he's got Theodore energy up the wazoo.
Getting
yes,
like
my
Vietnam
favorite
War
tale.
flashbacks, actually. Jiminy Chrysler.
Flumpy.
Flumpy.
Anyway,
There's been a hard push
Okay.
for Flumpy. We're gonna go with Flumpy.
Let's
I
go with
can't tell.
Flumpy.
I can't tell if he's helping us or if he's mocking us.
No.
I think he's trying to point us in the right direction.
It's a test, right? I don't think he's against us. I don't think he's for us. I think this is a test. I do think we're on the same side at the end of the day, but
Mm-hmm.
he's given us hints.
Why lead us along
should
if
take-
he's already ahead of us?
I think it's a test.
So maybe he does need our help, but he just doesn't know if he can accept it.
That's
Probably.
one way of looking at it.
I mean, I guess a guy in the shadows would probably have use for people a little louder.
Yeah.
That's why I hang out with you guys. I'm kidding. I know I'm the loudest one here. I just
There's a difference. Well, there's a difference in the crowds that we're accepted in. So there probably are places that we can get into that he cannot. Places
Sure,
that
we
we're
do have
willing to get
connections.
into that he
you have
cannot.
connection with the chief.
I don't know how the fuck he got into the prison, but probably through more sneaky route than we did. But
I'm
We'll
fucking
see.
glad he
Not
got
out
the
loud.
security cameras though. Like, I'll be real.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
left the
I always
footage
get
there
so-
for you guys.
Okay,
Oh,
Thwomp's
did he?
gonna take it.
Oh,
Thwomp takes
okay.
it.
he left that way. What? Okay, he's definitely on our side, right?
He must.
Or
be.
he probably has a copy.
Yeah, he does the
How do you copy? How do you copy that?
I don't
I
know.
don't understand the technology level. Is this like a
I'm just-
roll of film? Is it a cassette tape?
It's a cassette tape. It's
I
magnetic
thinking literally a VHS tape, and
Yeah.
and I'm holding right now.
VHS. Yeah.
Okay, that's cute.
Okay, hold on to that.
Yeah, the technology of this world is it's like it's interesting.
It's everywhere.
It's
It
whatever you need.
fluctuates.
It's whatever a DM needs for the quest.
Yeah.
We got projections
We had
and dog
drones.
I think
drones.
I think
with
it's like
machine
drones.
guns.
We literally fought drones that were shooting lasers. You said?
I think the
Machine
best
gun.
word for it is like medieval punk or something. It's like
Dark
It's
punk.
flumpy.
dark punk, yeah.
At this point, my understanding of the level of technology we've got is Doom the Dark Ages.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I think we should run with his first suggestion that we should educate ourselves more.
With
Yeah.
council.
Yeah.
Council
Council
hit
members?
The
in
buy,
general.
pointing out
I do.
the buyout is interesting.
Yeah.
Do we think just the whole political structure is in the pocket of some?
Some corporation.
Oh my god.
Fuck, that's
The
horrible.
DM raised their eyebrows. So
You said you're not allowed to read my facial expressions.
I
You're not allowed.
I just
That
have to
is-
mess with you a little.
That is
No
metagaming.
screen hacking. No screen hacking now.
That is
Screen
that is
shooting in Halo.
screen sniping.
Yeah.
How did you know where I am? Oh, good. I guess.
Yeah, if you do that, you could just say things and look at me like. Mm?
Too bad the audience can't see the cameras.
They will next campaign.
Well, the way I see it is either talk to somebody about the history. We either go to, I'm assuming there's a library down the street,
Gotta be a library, right?
or we
A
just
museum.
a museum of sorts, yes, of literature. Or we can just go talk to the council now and try and get that information from them while we talk to them, which seems a little risky.
Yeah.
They would probably be asleep right now.
Wake
This is
them
also-
up. I'm
It would be
sorry.
asleep, isn't it? The middle of the day.
Yeah, their schedule's a little bit different because they had the council meeting late into the night,
What's the name of the
so
brothers
they
again?
sleep through the halfway of the day.
The orichalcum.
The brothers Orichalcum.
Spelled how it sounds.
It's spelled how it sounds. O-R-I-C-H-A-L-C-U-M.
I was actually really close.
I think you spelled it correctly.
I put an extra H in there. So it's possible that these brothers Orichalcum possibly have the entire political structure down here in their pocket. So we got to learn more about who these people are.
Yes.
Orichalcum.
Question is,
Sounds like a mineral. Is it like a mineral?
It's a metal.
It's a metal. Okay.
brothers Orichalcum.
Maybe
I wonder if
we'll
the chief-
find someone.
Maybe.
like,
I wonder if the
council?
chief knows. How long ago did these changes happen, according to the papers?
The
Just
paper,
like a few years, right?
the paper that Thwomp has says that it was only a few years ago. It would have been, yeah, so not too long ago. Not too long.
Still,
Okay.
is that still after the last chief's death?
I believe that the last chief died when Thwomp was already out with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So he was alive. He was alive last you were here.
Yes.
Okay, so that means the Brothers Orichalcum got involved before the transition of power. Which means that the current chief might not be aware.
True. They may not have filled him in.
No. Might be something very much behind the scenes.
Who do the forges belong to?
I imagine the city, so...
Would I know that?
Who the forges belong to?
Mm-hmm.
It would be the city. They're under the command of the council.
Okay.
Well, this is creating some new ideas in my head.
Ooh.
What you thinking?
We had a third party we didn't even think about.
Yeah. It's probably these Brothers Orichalcum that sent that killed off the chief's mercenary, probably killed the last chief. Maybe Coppermaw wouldn't get on board. Maybe our boy in the cell, maybe he knows something about these people. We just gotta wait for a time where there's less heat on him.
That's if he knows anything at all.
True.
He might know something, I feel like.
Just gotta
Like
hit
the
him with the
events
right
leading
trigger
up
word.
to his imprisonment. I feel like that would probably clarify some stuff, right?
We'll talk to him when there's less heat. Question is, how do we get close to the council? Because it can't exactly talk to them directly.
Well,
You think there's a document indicating who's in the council? That could be a start. Just for us to even know who the people in the council are.
Is there anyone who's recently retired from the council?
there is. If we kind of want to bring some level of publicity to this, we might not get the right answer, but there's also is always the open council that they have
Yep.
late in the nights. We would be bringing it up in a place where they have to answer in public. They might not give us the true answer, but I guess it would reveal that we may be on their tail, so maybe not the best.
No.
Either way, there's no way to really talk to the council without potentially letting them know
You might have to
where we
pull
are, where we
a
stand.
thumpy or whatever and just spot on them.
Honestly, at this point, I mean,
But who? We gotta know the people.
I
in the
got it.
council.
yeah.
What's your plan?
I don't think we need to break into... I don't think we need to talk to them.
Oh,
Seems like so far, our dwarven city here seems to have a pretty good track record with keeping ledgers.
hmm.
Good thinking.
If they're going to have those papers ready and on hand for Thwomp to get, there's probably some physical bureaucracy that's hiding away in a drawer somewhere.
You mean in a place kind of like the library?
Is there a library?
The one that the squirrel mentioned.
You mentioned the library.
Thwomp's
not
kind of like,
recall
yeah,
him
yeah.
mentioning
There's a book depository down the way.
Okay, let's go to the library.
I don't remember him mentioning.
I think it's open late.
I did not.
He did.
I did not remember mentioning a library
He,
either.
he said looking into the history at the library.
He said
don't
looking
remember
into the
him saying-
history.
I picked up on
I
that.
remember that. I don't remember the
I
library
did good
part.
DM.
Okay.
I'm your
proud.
favorite.
I also thought that's what he was hinting at. I didn't think that. Whatever.
I'm gonna look back at
I'm
the
also
pretty sure
he
I'm
didn't
pretty
say it
sure-
directly. But
I
don't
did
know.
bring up
You should-
the library,
you
and I
should.
said we can either go to the library or you can talk to the council. Either way.
Let's go to the
Yeah.
library.
Library.
Library. I won't
Library.
go
Yes,
library.
Gimble's good at reading.
Library.
Yeah, we'll go teach Gimbal
I'm just
how
good at
to
finding
weed.
old ass books.
Gimbal just likes the way they smell.
Yeah.
And you guys go down sort of into town towards where Thwomp remembered the library being.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, it looks like the library has been hit pretty hard by the worms. It is unfortunately very, very closed, with a lot of signs saying danger and everything. Though you do see another sign that says archivist, pointing sort of into an alleyway. And
The archivist or just archivist?
just archivist. And if you guys were to follow that sign and follow these signs, you would come up upon this steel door. Sort of looks like it's in the basement of the library. So it's a door like that. It's even got a little slide on it.
Cool.
We've got a good track record with archivists.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh
with
yeah,
Mando.
yeah.
We saved
Yeah,
my
no.
ancestor. And we're an archivist.
I have
We
only good
confirmed
feelings
Mando was
about
my
this.
ancestor, right? Okay.
Tap, tap, tap on the door.
Chung, chung, chung. Shh. You can't see anything inside of there. But you know that somebody's there. They're just listening right now and sort of looking out at you, but you can't make out any details.
Interesting.
Is this where you keep the books?
The door unlocks and
Hey, that's
opens
the right question.
just a crack,
Just a crack.
sort of letting you guys inside.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I push it aside.
You try to push it aside and it gets caught on what you see when you look inside. No, there's no latch. It's already unlocked for you. You look inside and you see that it's bumped into a stack of books. In fact, there's books sort of everywhere here. It's yeah, books upon books upon books upon books, just stacked and piled absolutely everywhere. This place is like, it looks like it was formerly the basement of the library, but since the floor has caved in, it has now become the actual library, and it seems like there's just stacks and stacks and stacks of books. And there is this sort of desk area, and this is the first place that you've actually seen any wood anywhere around here. There is this desk made from an overturned door, sort of propped up on two stacks of books, as well as chairs also made from stacks of books. And then you hear this rustling from behind the desk, and then suddenly out pops this really cute and sort of friendly dog-looking Farah. He's, from you can see from the little twinkle in his eye and the sort of bounce in his step when he's looking at you, he is very, very excited to have visitors right now. He is so excited. Actually, his tail is wagging up a storm.
What a good boy.
He's sort of dressed a little bit like Gimbal, actually, but sort of Gen 1 original Gimbal, where he's got his overalls.
Apron.
He's got well, not apron, but he's got his overalls on. He's got a white shirt under it, and he is sort of covered in charcoal. You can't tell. He looks either a little bit like maybe like a light furred lab or maybe a beagle, but you can't tell whether those are spots or spots of charcoal. He might even be a golden retriever. Who heckin' knows? But this guy is so excited to see you. Hi!
I like your outfit.
Hi, thanks. Thank you, actually. I've been, hi. Yeah, sorry about the mess. I've been trying to clean everything up, but, you know, it's sort of been a lot of work trying to categorize and catalog everything, especially considering that I'm really the only librarian left. And I wasn't even supposed to be a librarian. This was like, it started as, he's just gonna go on and on and on. It started as like an internship, and then I was like put down here in the archive room because they said I was really annoying, but I don't really understand how they said I was really annoying. I think
My guy, we're so excited for you.
Thank you. I'm also really excited. Thank you. What can I do for you guys?
You got a great attitude. What was your name?
Stanley.
Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
Hi.
Well met, Stanley.
Looks like you're doing your best down here.
I am. I do my best every day. That's what my mom told me to do. Is as long as you keep doing your best, then nothing can go wrong. And I think that she's right.
He's confident I'm right.
Thwomp and Stanley, or Gimbal and Stanley, is in Thwomp's like line of sight, both of them, and he just starts going cross-eyed.
He's got his hands up on the desk. He's like tail wagging.
Oh, that's so funny.
He's very excited.
Have you been able to organize a lot of these books since they've been brought down here?
Oh yeah, well they were brought down here quite suddenly actually. It was very scary. I was sleeping and then like a bunch of them fell on my head. It took me like 3 or 4 days to get out from underneath everything, but it's fine because it's fine. Now I have like this little cave that I can sleep in. But yeah, no, a lot of the books ended up getting damaged, but luckily most of the like bureaucratic archives and stuff, they're still intact because they were down here. It's just been a matter of like digging them up. Unfortunately, a lot of the books from the second floor got destroyed in the fall, but that's okay because I'm recreating the ones that I can remember. Like this book, he flips it open. It's got like he has taped in like papers and has like filled in the words with like what he thinks the story was supposed to say. Be
kind, rewind. I love this.
Yeah, and like obviously I haven't read all of these books, but like I've been doing my best. I think that I'm getting pretty good as a writer. If any of you want to read, but you don't have to.
I'm gonna peruse this book right here.
What's the oldest book you got?
The oldest one. Oh, he sort of jumps into this pile of books. Imagine like Scrooge McDuck jumping into a pile of money, but it's this guy with books. He just jumps in. There's a little splash of little notebooks, and then he eventually comes back out with this really worn leather journal. He blows on it and sort of walks over and sets it down. It's this one. It's sort of well, I can't read it, but from what I can figure, it's probably like a old inventory manual for like merchants that had originally come into and sort of worked here in Yifgal back in the time when Yifgal was really really old.
It smells nice.
It does. It really does. I love the smell of old books, actually.
Me too.
Created such a great visual in my head right now.
For the audience listening, Nate and Alice just started nodding very rapidly in sync.
I'm gonna kind of dip under both of them and grab the book that he just fetched, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna hand it to Poi Poi and be like, "This sounds really freaking useful." Maybe we should look through it.
Oh,
Yes.
let's look through it.
Yeah, this one is actually surprisingly intact. It looks like, well, before the library collapsed, it looks like people here actually took really, really good care of the books. Like, the leather is even, like, despite how old the book is, it looks like somebody had been, like, continuously refreshing or even making minor repairs on this leather cover to where it looks, you know, like the really old books that are in like presidential libraries and stuff, how they're taken really, really good care of. That's what this book looks like. It's been very, very painstakingly and lovingly restored over the centuries since it's been written.
I see. What did you say this book in particular was?
Stanley believes that it is an inventory chart of, like a merchant's chart from back when Yifgal was founded.
Okay.
A
That
merchant's
could have
chart.
been useful.
Collector?
I
Well,
always think the collector when I
do
think.
you also keep like do you keep archives of the like commercial exchanges between corporations and the bureaucracy? Or the you know, the people in charge?
Well, yeah, like all businesses have to file their forms here, or they used to.
I see. Do you we actually have a interest in a particular business entity.
He's getting very excited.
Do you have any records on business exchanges from the Brothers Orichalcum?
The council?
Pardon?
Yeah,
The Brothers Orichalcum.
yeah, tin and copper or calcum. They're on the council.
Oh.
Tin and what?
Copper.
Copper.
Tin,
Tin
and
and
copper
copper.
or a calcum.
Tin and copper Orichalcum, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have records on them somewhere. You're looking for specifically, like when they joined the council, or?
Just any any monetary exchanges within the last few years.
Any monetary exchanges? Let me go and check, and feel free to peruse. Except not that book. He points at like one. It's like blue. It's like leather-bound blue and white, and it's the only book that's sitting on a pedestal. Please don't touch that book. And I know it's
What is that book?
Well, I don't want to tell you, but it's also like I know that it's sort of on a pedestal. There's like a light hanging on top of it, and I know that when somebody tells me, "Hey, don't touch this book," it's very clearly placed in a very special place. Don't touch this book. I really want to touch it. I'm asking you, please don't touch this book.
But that defeats the purpose of a book. You're supposed to touch them.
I know
Is it
you
like
can touch
magical?
you can touch any of the other books, just not that book. And I'm not sure if it's magical, but it's certainly interesting.
Can I
Okay, well you
sniff
can't
it?
say it's interesting.
When he leaves, can I sniff it? Not even touch it, just sniff it.
Well, it's. Anyways, he goes into the back, or into the back, quote unquote, jumping into the pool of books, little notebooks splashing up.
Let me sniff it, Nate.
Roll sniff.
Thank you.
Does it have a visible cover on it?
Yeah, it's blue and white.
Does
Or
it
it's
have an
it's a
effect on
blue
it?
leather. It's a blue leather book. It's not even that big
16.
of a book. 16. Ooh, okay. I will get to you in a moment. It's not even that big of a book, and it's got like these painted on white squares in sort of like this overlapping pattern.
Okay. Does the pedestal look like it's built into the structure?
Yes, the pedestal looks like it's built into the floor, and the book itself is rest on a sort of stand made of metal that is coming out of the pedestal itself.
And it's just like open air, just sitting on the pedestal?
It is open air, just sitting on the pedestal. There is, like Stanley mentioned, there is inexplicably a light sort of shining down. It's not actually clear where the light is coming from.
That's stupid. Sorry. I meant to keep that as my inner voice.
You're like Nate's such a fucking terrible DM. Got it.
This is the moment. This is the moment where you're sick of us. You're sick of this shit. It's like we've been through so much, and it's like
Another line of this
fucking
invisible light
so done with this shit. Like,
No, I'm having some fun ideas here. Hey, Gimbal.
Mhm.
You said we're not allowed to touch that, but what if, like, a gust of wind was to accidentally blow open the book?
Let me gain
And we can
knowledge
look
from my
at it.
sniff, and then I will.
Okay.
Maybe.
This book smells a brand spanking new.
New.
No, it's not old, guys. Does it
Yeah,
smell magical?
You can smell the paint is still fresh, and you wouldn't be able to smell if it's magical or not. But it is the only book sat on a pedestal that is seemingly unaffected by the completely destroyed library around it, as well as.
Why would he tell us not to touch it? Because then I want to touch it.
I got it.
What?
I touched it. No, I'm kidding. I am going to put on the peeper.
You put on the peeper.
Thinking.
I forgot we had that.
Yeah, we
You
have a lot of things.
you put
got
on the
you.
peeper, and you see. First and foremost, you do see this book. The light that is shining on it now is still shining on it then. Still unclear where the light's coming from. As well, there appears to be several other pedestals by this singular book. All of them with empty stands, none of them with light shining on them. The archive room also looks significantly different. Which, you know, it's not ruined.
It's possible this book is one of a collection. It's definitely magical. If it appears brand new right now and it still looks the same 50 years ago, this is a magical book.
Is Poi Poi able to interact with the book without infecting it in the present?
No.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, no.
Not unless we moved this one, which would be kind of like, you know, what's the point?
Yeah.
So true, so true.
When Stanley comes back, I feel like we need to interrogate him a little bit more on
You
it.
need to
I
do
feel
what to
bad.
me?
He seems like a really.
Oh my
What?
God.
Oh no!
I got the books.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We were just curious about the one on the stand.
Oh, yeah.
I obviously put the peeper away.
Well, I have the archives that you wanted.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so
You're welcome.
much.
Let's start with that.
He sort of he sets it on the table, and he sort of like sits on the desk with his hands under his chin like this. He's very, very excited about what you guys are up to.
Can we check these out and return them later, or do we have to stay here while we read through?
Unfortunately, for the archive files, I don't have copies of them.
Fair. Okay.
That tracks.
We'll stay. We'll stay.
Yay! I can make you tea. Do you want tea? I have
That'd
tea.
be great.
I
I
have a
would
lot of
adore
tea.
some tea.
I
What
have
kind of tea do you have?
I have lavender chamomile. I also have
Strong.
have lemon ginger, as well as I have Earl Grey. I have Earl Grey. And I also have like an apple cranberry.
Oh my god, that one sounds good.
You got me. You got me a lavender chamomile.
I want
Okay.
lavender chamomile as well.
Okay.
And
I've
like
never had that, but that sounds wonderful.
Okay.
with
I
like
will,
a small single spoon of sugar. It's great.
okay. I will get sugar for you.
I want honey in mine.
I don't have honey.
You don't
I
have
could.
honey?
Well, I could go to the store really quick.
No,
Can
it's
you
okay.
guys watch?
It's okay.
What's that?
What do you what?
Can you guys watch the archive so I can go to the store?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, we can. Because I would
Yeah,
love
sure,
some
why
honey
not?
too. Honey's the greatest.
Okay. He
Do you
like,
need money for the honey?
Oh no, I get paid really well. Well, I used to.
Okay.
Throw him a gold coin.
It sounds like you got it.
Well,
He goes over.
um,
There's like this like what is it? It's not a purse. It's like those like big bags. Tote bag.
Satchel.
He's got a tote bag on a hook by the door. He takes that off, sort of puts it over himself. It's got flowers on it, by the way. And he's
like
like,
this guy.
he's like, okay, bye guys, thank you so much.
Bye, Stanley.
Make sure to lock.
We'll be here.
Silly.
Bye.
We'll be here.
Sure. Will
And
we
he-
be waiting for our tea? So we're not going anywhere.
And he closes the door.
Okay.
I personally
Now
don't
it's
like
a
honey.
gust
I
of
think it
wind.
adds. I think it adds too much extra flavor to the tea.
That's crazy.
Good when
Ever-
you've got a sore throat, but otherwise I agree.
When it's got a
Mm.
like, if it's like a lemon tea with some honey, that's great for
Mm,
like
there you
throat.
go.
But
I like liquor
love
in my
honey.
tea.
I like to prefer.
Of course you do.
I love honey ham.
Was
Yeah.
the original ham that you had, was that a honey ham?
No, it was like a cured ham.
Oh,
Mm,
Yeah,
Salt
but I do
fried.
like a honey ham.
Yeah.
I like a honey tea. I just like honey, like by itself.
while
Like in a
this
jar.
honey conversation's happening, Thwomp is gonna
Yeah, let's
scroll
start
over to
reading.
the book on the pedestal and open it.
Whoa, wait!
You're going over and opening the book.
I'm gonna open up the third tome.
Fuck it. You gave us a prime opportunity. We have to take it.
What was the chaos gremlin here? For
You
some reason, they
Go
feel so
over
bad
to
about
the
this.
book.
I was gonna go do it if you don't. If
You
were.
guys see Thwomp immediately walks over to the book and he's gone.
What the
Cool.
fuck?
Awesome. I'm gonna mute myself now.
Well,
God damn it!
at least he's the one that can teleport. Maybe.
Did I regen? Did I regen some of my mana?
No, you guys did not take any rests.
I can give you a soul stone.
No, I'm still fine. I'm still fine. I'm gonna scry on my boy.
Okay, scry on Thwomp.
Where the fuck did he go? That is a 15.
Okay. With your 15, you see Thwomp in the exact pose that you just saw him. I'm imagining you immediately scried. He's not frozen still, but you see him in the pose that you just saw him. He's sort of looking around. You see him mouthing, "Guys, hello." I don't think I should have touched the book.
Something like that. For the audience, Evan is miming and talking with the mic muted. Do I see anything surrounding him?
You see that he is in a place. You can make out a book on the floor by him. He's definitely somewhere.
What? I feel like if he touches the book, it would send him back.
Maybe.
That's my theory.
There's a tragic amount of physical comedy on this show for a podcast.
Well, next campaign there will be cameras.
Yeah.
They'll be able to see it next.
We're
campaign.
gonna just tease them the first season.
Yep, that's how it happens. They have to sit
Well, we
through.
have cameras.
They have to sit through over 100 hours of footage before they get the privilege of seeing our faces regularly.
Like
at
any good
least.
RPG, JRPG, you gotta put 100 hours into it for the game
I
to
hope-
get good.
Yep,
I hope we blow up so much that I get fan edits.
you'll definitely get something.
Like one of those like thirst trap edits.
Yes,
Just-
please
Yeah.
don't get those
Yeah.
edited.
Hey, caramba.
I want to get one of those with low res poi poi.
It's just like the image, just like
Hey, caramba.
Yeah, it's the same
Floating
picture,
around.
like flipping around like a fucking PowerPoint presentation
Hey, caramba.
Just like with all your different hats and props too.
with sexy music in the background.
The funniest thing about this is that Alice has been in Thirst Trap edits.
yeah, that is true. That is true.
I have seen Alice in Thirst Trap edits.
You made
If-
them.
I did not make thirst trap edits of myself, but that would
If
be
I-
funny.
If I was active on the internet, I would not be surprised.
No.
Dang, Brady, look at that confidence.
You're like,
We love
I
that.
would have thirst trap edits.
Brady's
I
like,
make my own thirst traps,
know.
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ay caramba. Thwomp, at this point you would hear a well, at this point for everybody not Thwomp, you'd see Thwomp turn his head as if he heard something, mouth, "What the fuck?" and then start running. And you guys see Thwomp running and running and running. Thwomp, roll dexterity for me.
Someone needs to go stall Stanley once he comes back.
Or we could just say Thwomp left somewhere.
I just say he left. I don't know.
I actually rolled a natural 23.
Oh shit!
Oh God. Okay.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
you're good. You're fine. Okay. Shoot. It was gonna be a hard roll. I was gonna be like, you have to roll over 17. Shit. What do I give you for a nat 20?
He runs out of the book.
You know what? I'll do that. You sort of run through this labyrinth, this labyrinthian library, until you come across this door in the center of one of the aisles. You charge towards the door, slam into it, and for everybody else, you guys see as the front door here blasts open. Thwomp runs on the other side, grabs it, and slams it shut.
What, did we find the never-ending story? Jesus Christ, Thwomp.
That was exciting. What can you tell everybody what Thwomp actually saw? Because I don't know what I saw.
Yeah, it was this giant library that Thwomp was in for a moment, and then he heard this roar.
Or
Like a roar that kind of wasn't a roar. It was like a sort of that sort of a thing. And then all of a sudden he saw these sort of like black leech dog looking things
geez.
sort of stalk him in a pack, and then one lunges at him. Thwomp running. That dexterity was for the leech dog pouncing you. Leech dog pounces, slams into one of the bookshelves that topple over, knocking down these massive bookshelves where you can't even see the like top of the bookshelves, like falling like dominoes. Them still chasing Thwomp, and then Thwomp sees this random ass door in the middle of the hallway that looks like the front door to this library. Thwomp's like, I've seen enough magical shit to know what's going on. He jumps for that door, jumps through, and then just as this dog is about to lunge and tear him to shreds, he slams the door in his face.
Out of curiosity, Thwomp kind of like turns around and cracks the door open a little bit to see what's outside.
It's just outside again.
Okay, then he slowly closes the door again.
Okay, so don't touch the book. You'll get sent to the back rooms.
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of want. Oh no.
No.
You want
no,
to touch
no.
the book?
Nope.
Hey,
Don't listen to those thoughts.
okay, listen,
Nope.
guys. We
Yeah.
got. Look, this is our like tier 3 sub side quest. Let's leave it for later.
I agree.
Okay. I will ask DM. Did I glean anything when I opened the book?
It is... Well, you didn't see anything inside of the book. The moment you touched the book, like you touched it and had the intent of opening it, and as you sort of felt yourself opening the pages, you were suddenly in this library.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Orichalcum.
Yes.
The brothers Orichalcum.
Yes.
And then you...
Sorry that we don't have
Wow.
time to let you process that trauma, Thwomp, but like we
That's
got shit
okay.
to do.
And then you
I
guys
just started
hear...
drinking from my cord.
You guys hear... Tung, tung, tung.
Hello.
I got honey!
Wow, how
Oh, thank
close
God.
is the market?
Not close, actually. You guys... Thump was just in there for a while.
They were panicking for like a half hour.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll let
Well,
him know.
I'm just right next to the door. I slowly open it.
And he sort of uses his hip to push open the door the rest of the way. You see, he has
Shoves me out the
he has a lot more in his tote bag than just the honey. Looks like he went out, got like a lot of snacks and various accoutrements. And you see he's like eating a honey bun as well.
Oh, that's good.
Do you have more honey buns?
Yeah, no. So I saw that they were selling these, and they were like on a discount because apparently they're expiring soon, or like they're gonna go bad soon. So I'm like, well, I'll just get them, and then there's like I have guests over, so then we can all eat them.
You know what?
Yeah.
Solid.
I haven't eaten a meal in a while.
And so
Let's go for
he
it.
like
I'm
he,
over
like,
my trauma.
He's got like
I
all
love
these.
food on discount.
He's got like all these.
It's better.
He's got all these honey buns. And he also like has veggies and stuff. This is for a stew later. If you'd like to stay, you can like have some of that too.
Did we give him some cash?
And I also have the honey, so I'm gonna go get started on that tea right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stanley.
Thank you, Stanley.
I like
Thank you,
when
Stanley.
I like when we wander around and we just find like that guy's cool.
Cool people.
Like, yeah. Every so often we just run into someone that's just like they're chill, no ulterior motives, just a guy, just a little
Just
guy.
a dude. Yeah. I like making those NPCs are my favorite to make. Just
Rutherford.
No,
the
Stanley
dudes,
might be,
just
like,
the random,
secretly evil.
just the random people.
Well, they're fun to interact with.
Stanley is actually Einar Graham.
We already solved that mystery.
Johan just fades out of existence.
I mean the new one. Do we know?
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
I don't know. Gimbal? Something we gotta talk about later.
There's
Okay.
a lot of things that we're
There
supposed
are
to talk
the
about.
Orichalcum Brothers documents
Yes,
in front
let's
of
do
you.
the Orichalcum brothers.
Malcolm Brothers.
Let's
One
settle
thing
the
at a time.
problem that can be discussed here. You just still need to talk about that eye. Never mind.
Another time.
Okay.
Are we each gonna take up a book and look?
Yeah,
look.
I guess
look.
I'll take the oldest one.
Okay.
Okay. Then I guess we'll start with you, Boy. So this book sort of details a diplomatic meeting between Erngor and Yifgal, who evidently were sort of sister kingdoms. It's sort of like a court document outlining a lot of discussion and stuff. mostly outlining Erngor's concerns with the state of Yifgal's government, which at the time...
Yifgal is this one, right?
Yifgal is this one, yeah. Yes. Yifgal is this one, Erngor is the other one. It outlines Erngor's concerns with the state of the government, namely being that there is no centralized government. This sort of singular person, Coppermaw, has sort of not seized control, but become the sort of de facto leader, being as they're the oldest and most skilled. And so it is a document...
Is Coppermaw the first chief of Yifgal?
It is a document outlining the sort of expansion of the chieftain position. Previously, Yifgal was more or less self-governed purely democratically by the people. So everyone were council members, and they had these regular meetings in order to set things straight. Coppermaw just happened to be the guy that ended up keeping the peace at these meetings, but he didn't make any decisions himself. It was then... It's sort of a document pressuring them to accept the style of government in Erngor, namely the Dwarven High Council. And the result of that is 2 of the Dwarven Council members, plus their not accountant, their stenographer or note taker, all 3 joining the newly formed Council of Yifgal, including Tin and Copper Orichalcum.
Okay, they were there at the beginning. Got it. Who's the stenographer?
The stenographer was a woman named I don't remember.
It's an interesting name.
I don't remember.
Wow, forgetting the woman's name. Misogynistic.
I know, I'm so sorry.
There's only 2 in the whole campaign, Nate.
The list can't be that long, Nate.
Damn it. We'll call her Alma Ironbow.
I like it. I like it.
Ironbow. And she was
Is
the what?
Alma, she used to be the
Stenographer.
stenographer.
Yeah.
Note taker.
She was their note taker.
What is she an active member of the council?
From what you've heard, you've only heard of Tin and Copper Orichalcum as well as Orin Ironclaw on the council right now. But who has the next oldest book? Brady.
Sure.
What's your question?
Oh, I thought you were just asking.
Well, I was just gonna describe, but I don't want to just give everything away. So I want a specific thing that you guys are looking for or hoping to find.
I guess I'd be looking for... Well, since I don't really know the time periods, but but I guess I would want to be looking for whenever that prison, or that, I guess, office building to prison shift occurred.
That would have been much more recent.
That would have been
Yeah.
in probably the most...
Probably not.
We
me
gotta.
then.
Well, let's try and figure out what kind of shit the Orichalcum brothers have been up to.
Yeah.
Like, what have they been doing with this new position of power?
Yeah. I guess focus on that.
Well, you do find a business treaty business treaty signed by the brothers Orichalcum with a certain prolific merchant hailing out of Winehouse, namely one person operating on behalf of the Collector.
On behalf of the Collector, okay.
Collector never leaves Winehouse. This deal involved expanding the reach of the Collector into Yifgal, as well as sweeping policy changes, giving the formerly communally owned sea and forages and essentially everything to the council as the ones looking over that. And more specifically and more relevantly, that allowed the council to give free rein to this representative of the Collector. And the Collector by extension.
Does it say the representative of the Collector? Who is it specifically?
I'll be frank with you. It doesn't actually matter who that person is.
Fair.
I only included the detail that it was a representative of the Collector, just to drive home the point that the Collector never leaves Winehouse, ever.
Either way, someone working on his back might as well.
Someone working on his behalf might as well have been the Collector. Yeah. So operating under direct orders from the Collector.
I had a feeling the Collector was involved somehow.
I mean, it is. He's been popping up here and there. Once looking for this, once looking for. I feel like he did come up once else place, but we I don't remember. But we've been talking about him a lot, so I suppose we can keep track of that. Yeah, they took over the lake and they took over the forges.
Yes.
Interesting combo.
Next, because I can just describe this. Next, they gave more power to the Stonemasons Guild, as well as the church is sort of appearing at this time period. Specifically, there is mention of this group from outside of town, or this group from Erngor, the Seers Guild, who came in and settled in one of the older buildings.
Like the one we saw when...
Yeah, like the one that you saw, one of the older buildings, for the case of some sort of ritual that they needed to perform and could only perform inside of that building.
We literally saw the ritual on the Grim Peeper.
Really saw that? Oh god!
Does it say more details about the ritual?
It doesn't. This is only a financial document. So it is a lot of resources were given to these people for this ritual through the collector.
What was the Church of the Seers? Is it just called the Church of the Seers?
Yeah, it was
something?
just Church of the Seers.
The Seers. Okay.
Or
Gotta call up Stanley again.
Seers Temple, Seers Guild, that sort of a thing. Is May still here, or did she leave?
She's muted.
I was thinking about tea, so I'm making tea.
I have cold tea that's been
Metagaming.
laying out for hours.
Oh my god. I had an iced tea earlier.
Well, I have dry roasted peanuts. That's irrelevant, but I just...
I'm making some chai.
Nice.
Chai is what we call tea in Russia, but actually a lot of cultures call.
When May is back
Chai.
with her tea, that's also when Stanley's back.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Stanley now.
Stanley, we need another book.
More relevant
You know,
to what you guys are looking into at the moment, you see there was a hearing filed between between Coppermaw and the brothers Orichalcum, specifically detailing plans to join in a conflict against the then quote-unquote big bad Einar Grimm.
I was wondering when that would come up.
With the
Johan mentioned.
with the people inevitably and eventually siding with Coppermaw's distinction that they should be a sanctuary city for the refugees from these great blights, specifically the people that are sort of looked down upon everywhere else, namely the Thera, the Scove, and any of the in-betweens, as they say.
Smart move on their part, because I never came this way.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Well, it's in the mountains, so no, the dwarven cities were not actually touched by Einar Grimm.
Yeah, they were too outreached. They weren't my target anyway. Anyway.
Who was your target?
You already know!
Thanks, Johan. Really appreciate that.
So defensive.
It is also said that the Orichalcum brothers were vehemently opposed to this, and you can read from the deposition that they were quite peeved with Coppermaw sort of calling this hearing under their, like, behind their backs, let's say. You guys can also find future hearings where the Orichalcum brothers are also pushing for more military advancement, more this, more that, more this, more that, as well as bringing over what you can gather from the words that they speak to each other, the more imperialistic tendencies of Erngor, and slapping it onto Yifgal, as Yifgal has the massive forges, which Erngor doesn't, and the Orichalcum brothers see that as an opportunity to do business in war, specifically with the kingdom of Altiria in its own imperialistic conquests. And then there is a report of the Orichalcum brothers doing just that, after issuing the prison over to the Altirian army. And then there is another surprise hearing called by Coppermaw once again, although there's nothing written for this deposition. As you can see, it was cancelled due to Coppermaw's untimely death. Though the issue was revisited when Orin Ironclaw came about, though it seems like that deposition with Orin Ironclaw was sort of guided by the Orichalcum brothers. Nothing of note was really talked about, let alone the whole prison industrial complex that they'd set up in Yifgal. And that is current day. Or that's not current day, but that's... You know everything now up to the current day.
Holy cannoli.
So that's just the story then. These two are from Erngol, came to Yifgol when they were starting their council. Interesting that they've been around from the beginning.
Yeah.
When was the council started up again?
Yeah.
It would have been about 60 to 70 years ago.
Oh, okay, so not that long.
No, it hasn't been.
I was thinking their age had to be rivaling Coppermaw, which would have been bizarre.
No. Coppermaw was significantly older. You have seen them though. They are old guys.
Yeah.
And the Orichalcum... Sounds to me the Orichalcum brothers are definitely going to be our main suspects.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know necessarily whether or not they're definitely suspicious. They're definitely aiming. They're definitely aiming for war. They're aiming to profit from it. Clearly. I mean, they already seem to be.
Also, clearly with butting heads with Coppermaw.
Right.
Gives good motive.
I also
Like he had been a thorn in their side for a while, or perhaps the other way around. Either way.
I feel like there's also a thing of like, we definitely should trust Ironclaw. I mean, just like the fact that they're kind of trying to push for Yifgal to have a more government like Ermgar, and they're also putting a chief from Ermgar as the chief of Yifgal. Like that is all like that is very suspicious.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because he kind of knows that we're like trying to figure out stuff. Which is not great for us.
The plot indeed.
But they're still purposefully seeming as though that they want to make Ironclaw look bad. Why?
I guess that's also true.
Just to keep him under their control, perhaps?
I'm actually not sure.
To keep voters or the citizens at ease, perhaps? Like, this guy is terrible. Don't look at what we're doing. It's a distraction.
The worm, that might be the worms. The worms might just be a distraction.
Oh.
And it gets people pointing fingers at Ironclaw.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving them to do their shady business in the dark, as they were. Who else is on the council? I assume it's not as important.
You can see and you can confirm at this point that the council members, the 4 members of the Yifgal High Council, are Orin Ironclaw, Tin Orichalcum, Copper Orichalcum, and Alma Ironbow.
We should talk to Alma, I think. Because it's going to be hard to talk to the Orichalcums.
I agree.
She seems to perhaps be a neutral party in this, maybe.
Not only a neutral party, but a neutral party that knows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who pays attention.
Mm-hmm.
I have your tea, guys. He comes out with
Oh,
this
Thank you so
with
much,
this, like,
Stanley.
tray, and he sets it down. So I couldn't help but overhear that you guys were looking into the like orichalcum. Well, I mean, I got the orichalcum books for you.
Right.
So if you do get to talk to them, could you ask them to look into my my repair
absolutely.
things?
Oh,
Thank
sure,
you.
sure.
Thank you. I've been trying to get them to repair this, but there's always something.
Have they been putting off funding for rebuilding the library?
Yeah, well, I've been asking since it got destroyed, which was almost immediately on the first day the worms came. It's like they all rushed here. And then now it is what you see. I guess the good thing is that the worms don't really come here anymore. I think they already ate everything that they wanted to eat. And also it's mostly wood and paper here. So there's not really much for the worms to eat. But yeah, it seems like, this place keeps getting pushed to the end of the list. And like I said, I'm the only one left here. It seems like sort of everybody dipped immediately. Like nobody even put up a fight. It was really sad, actually. But that's okay because I'm still here and I am doing my best.
Yes, you are. Good boy.
Thank you.
You're really cool.
Say Poi Poi, when you put the Grim Peeper on, was there anything that looked like they were trying to, like, hide something?
Not that I noticed. I was mainly paying attention to the books.
Okay.
I think they were clearly...
Because they clearly are covering something up that's here.
Or trying to.
Mm-hmm.
Or just trying to have a generally uninformed populace.
Maybe.
Quick question. How are the repairs going on other structures in the city?
Well, I actually have the repair manuals. Well, not the recent ones, of course, because people sort of stopped coming. But the last one I got was from a month ago. And it seems like it's almost immediate. These sort of repair teams follow along where the worms are hitting, and then they're pretty quickly replacing the stone. Just not here, which is a little bit annoying. But I've not one to sort of get angry or hold a grudge, because my mom told me that that was a bad thing to do, and you won't make any friends that way. So I don't do that. So I just keep asking nicely, and then eventually I think I'll get through to them.
Keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Gimble, did you still want to look into that ritual book?
Oh, yes. Now that you reminded me. Do you have any books on the Church of the Seer?
Really just what I gave you. They kind of just appeared one day, and then they never really filed anything. It's like...
That's weird.
Yeah, they were given a
That is
lot of
strange.
money, and then they just stopped getting money.
They just set up shop and kept to themselves.
Pretty much. But I can see that your friend is a seer, so they probably know more than I do.
Blom.
Yeah.
What do you know? What do you know?
I don't know what I know. Didn't we already
Okay,
talk
this-
to them and they were very off put by our actions? kept
They thought
flaunting
we were weird.
Yeah, they thought we were weird
That's
because I
fair,
kept
'cause we
flaunting
are
the seer
kind of a
skull in
little
front of their
weird.
face. Okay.
But like, they also kind of seemed like frauds.
Yeah.
At least
I
the
didn't
one
trust
guy
him.
definitely seemed like a fraud. The one guy we talked to.
Yeah. Something off about that guy.
Maybe they're pretending to be seers and they're like actually something else.
Hmm.
You mean Gideon? Nice.
Yeah.
Gideon sounds like a scammer name, honestly.
It does.
Wasn't that like a character on Gravity Falls?
Yes. Yes.
I never trust a bitch named Gideon.
Gideon.
Shout out to all of the Gideons in our audience.
It's my
I'm
favorite
so
Gravity
sorry
Falls
if your
quote.
name is Gideon.
I'm so sorry.
All the Gideons in our audience, y'all are shady as fuck.
No, I'm sure you're great people. I just thought it would be funny to say.
Sorry.
Hmm.
Die there for a second.
DM, how does my tea taste?
Good. It's got honey in it. It's a lavender chamomile, and
Very nice.
with a bit of honey.
Delicious. I sneak a little liquor into it.
That's an interesting place to put liquor.
Don't knock it till you try it. Raises mug, sips on it.
Alcohol addiction.
What?
Alcoholic. I said it with my full chest.
You're just making words up. Shouldn't we go talk to the this council person?
Mm-hmm.
The stenographer, we decided.
Poi Poi's
Stenographer, I
Poi
think
Poi's
so.
got their thinking face on.
Yeah.
Detective
Yeah, I
Poipoi
put the
shoes
fedora
out.
on.
Well, Poi Poi's got the fedora on. What you got?
What else we can find while we're here?
I don't know, just curious.
Hmm.
Because they're avoiding repairing the library. Which rings odd to me. If they were just trying to cover something up, all they had to do was hit the place once, find what they wanted, get rid of that, and then who cares what happens to the library? Why keep it broken?
That is a question.
And I feel like the archives room has the most incriminating information.
Stanley's just nodding. He's
Well,
very
yeah,
enthralled by
if a
this.
place is put into kind of like a sus corner, no one's gonna want to go to it. It makes
No.
sense that, like, if you had incriminating stuff. But I guess why wouldn't you just at that point destroy that stuff?
Well, they can't.
Yes.
They can't?
What?
Well, yeah, a lot of these books are so old. It's like history, and especially that one points to the pedestal. You can't break that one.
Yeah,
Well, that one's sus.
pretty sure that one's magic.
Yeah, I'm positive.
I would never touch that book.
Yeah, me neither.
He never has.
Never ever. Not once.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's really scary if you do.
Have you?
Have you touched it?
Oh yeah.
Oh. So sorry, Stanley.
No, it was
happens?
it was really really scary. You get transported to this really cool library place, which awesome by the way. It's got so many books in there. But then there's like these like slimy things that chase you around, and then they kill you, and then you fall back here.
Oh,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
you come back when you...
Die?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose
Really painful.
one was to defeat these abominations. Would they be able to peruse the cool library?
I don't know. I've never tried.
That's something for later. Stand track.
Why? Why not?
Stay on track.
Stay on target.
What if what we? No.
I don't.
It was really hard at burying it.
Maybe it could have just been. I mean, I guess it could just be to keep people off of it, keep people uncurious. I mean, no offense to this fine city, but it seems like most people are incapable of giving two shits about anything.
Yeah, that's generally, yeah.
So, if there's no library there for the convenience, what's the point of seeking out information, given the attitude? It's still... I still feel like there's something else. Go ahead.
Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything, but that's also like fascism 101.
Oh no.
What? Me turning my game into a political commentary?
Yeah, you're not that clever. I'm kidding, we love your game. Why we put up with it.
Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you.
Damn.
Harsh.
We're siblings, I have to be an asshole. So, I like your game.
Thank you. Thank you. That was pointed, but thank you.
Okay. We talked to the stenographer.
Okay.
We also have that one contact that we need to get in touch with when it is safe.
Sure.
And there was another thing we wanted to do. I feel like. Or am I tripping?
Hey, Stanley.
Yeah?
Have you had another guy come through here, like squirrel-like Farah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. He didn't tell me his name, but he came by a few weeks ago.
Figured.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first time he came by a few weeks ago. He's been by, like, every other day?
What books did he check out?
Oh, a lot.
Any that we haven't?
Well, one, but he still has it.
He still has
let
it?
him, he was allowed to check it out?
Well, it wasn't an
He said
archive
we can-
book. It was a book on mythology.
Mythology.
Interesting.
Like gods?
Yeah,
there
what
any
was the
other-
name of the book?
It was just about, I think, Darius? What was that god's
Darius.
name again? Hang on. Yeah, the sort of, Stormbringer. The, like, god of adventure. That guy.
I remembered him being, but I don't know how that's related to any of this.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out where
We haven't met that god yet.
No, we have not. That's like the one we haven't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Darius, Stormbringer, god of adventure. There we go. I was right.
Are there no other
Yeah.
copies of this book?
Not that I've been able to find.
Okay.
It was honestly a miracle that I found it in the first place. He, after the first couple times of coming over, he came in and requested that book specifically. And so it took a while of me finding it, but I found it, and then he took it last time he was over here, which was 2 days ago?
So he knew it was here.
If you happen to stumble across another copy of that, could you hold on to it?
Oh yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Thanks. I think this is everything we need from the archives.
Okay.
I stare at the pedestal.
I look at
Yeah,
Johan and I'm just like, it's not worth it.
Johan, it's for later. It's for later.
What if there's something we need?
We could always teleport
Isn't-
back.
It's just got like a collectible in there. We're gonna find a shitty plushie dude.
What if we need it?
Why do I get the feeling this was the potential combat encounter that Nate prepared for us?
That's what I'm saying.
Ignoring.
I didn't actually prepare a map today.
Damn it.
Okay.
Oh,
I did not.
Then it's
know.
useless.
You were lying in
Yeah.
the chat earlier.
I realized that
Ah.
I realized that if there was going to be an encounter, it would be the final encounter for this little quest, and we would have ended the session at that point of the start of it. So we wouldn't actually need the map until next session, anyways.
That makes
All
sense.
right. Well, I actually feel better now. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we can move. I think we can move out.
Let's move forward. Finish this tea.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do you guys
We're
think
different.
it's worth? There is one thing we could do,
What?
but it might be a waste of time.
What?
Hi, Stanley. You're not going to understand anything I'm about to say.
Okay.
But I could technically explore the destroyed library.
I mean, I just understood that, being as we're in the library right now and it's kind of destroyed. But I've been doing my best.
That's
I mean,
dumb.
a different part. I mean, I could explore the floors that aren't there anymore.
What?
Oh,
It's
There you go.
I get
complicated.
you, Riv.
What the-
I have no idea what's going on.
Do we think that would be worth?
I do.
Might just be a waste of time.
Actually,
Let's just do it.
I was thinking about it in the back of my
I
brain
say
this
we
whole
do
time.
it.
I think you should.
Okay,
I mean, we're still kind of trying to kill time anyway. We might as well.
fair enough. Thwomp uppies.
Boop.
Okay, just yeet me.
Yeeted.
And I'll put on the peeper so I can, because I know that I can stand on the floors of the past.
Thwomp
We're
roll.
not in the...
Thwomp
We're
roll
not.
strength, and
Oh no.
if you roll under a 13, it's a success.
Under 13? Okay.
Yes.
I get it.
I'm scared. All right. Let's go with this one. An 11.
Hey, it's a success. So
Okay.
Poi Poi, you get launched up, and then you put on the peeper, and it's only a small smack as you hit the floor.
You don't hit the ceiling.
You don't hit the ceiling. Congratulations.
Yeah. Poi Poi will like wrap a little bit of fabric over their other eye so they don't accidentally open it up and fuck themselves over.
Stanley is just looking up like, how are they doing that?
Don't worry about it, Stanley.
Is that
Stanley, why don't you show me the book you've been rewriting?
Oh yeah, come over here.
Right. Okay.
So, Poi Poi, what are you looking for? Well, I can describe to you the floors.
Yes, please.
It looks like this library was actually just a 2-story building, as far as you know. This being the quote-unquote second floor that Stanley was describing. It is these sort of towering bookshelves in this almost cathedral-looking or cathedral-esque library. This place looks very, very well taken care of. None of the books have dust on it. You can see there are like reading glasses sat on a shelf. There's like chairs, seating area. Looks like they even probably had a cafe. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty good.
And they got a Starbucks in this barn.
As every Barnes and Noble does.
It looks
Yeah.
it looks really, really nice. It's it kind of actually reminds you of like a even slightly bigger version of the Grand Library that you saw in Goldmarsh.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the ceilings are bigger.
Okay. If I may, I would like to peruse the shelves. Well, first, okay. Can I immediately sense or see anything that indicates the presence of a council member?
Not here. No. It looks like sort of very simple library.
I'm gonna try and look for the title of the. Gonna try and look for the book of mythology
Okay.
on the shelf.
Gotcha. Okay. You go to the mythology section. You see the mythology book that Gimbal already has, of course. As well as you see there is sort of sections and books dedicated to various different gods. Specifically, there is one that sort of catches your eye, being as almost every other book is bound in leather. This one happens to be bound in blue. And reading on the side of it, you see it is something called the Adventurer's Manual.
And I feel like that's probably the book that our friend checked out.
Probably. I didn't come up with any other books.
I think we got it.
Got it.
I didn't really expect you to go searching through the actual library, so I don't have anything else for you.
Fair enough. The Adventurer's Manual. Now, why the hell did he pick that out?
From what you know from what Stanley described, the book title is The Adventurer's Manual, and it is specifically a mythology book on Darius the Stormbringer, the god of adventure, one of the 3 gods of war.
Okay, these are like built into the wall, right?
Say that one more time?
These bookshelves are like built into the wall?
This one... No, actually, they are all wood.
Oh. But they're big.
They are big, yes. They're probably bolted into the wall at some point. But they're big. They're like very large, probably tapered.
Boy wishes that they had some way of interacting with these books, or like interacting with the past without being really stupid. Because Poi Poi does not have hands in this physical space.
You're just gonna try to smash your face into the wall.
Yeah, I was literally gonna headbutt the book. Because I want to try and knock the book off the shelf and see if something falls out of the margins.
Roll dexterity for me.
Oh, you are very generous. Not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting? Headbutt?
Like a strength.
Like a what?
Like a strength.
No. This is dexterity. You're like trying to like get something.
Okay. Yeah. You guys just see me nuzzling the air. Like Poi Poi's tweaking.
Stanley's just nodding in understanding.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what he understands, but something about Poi Poi's actions just
Yeah,
then.
I agree, Stanley. I agree.
Stanley's
He
got me.
understands. Stanley understands.
Let's go. That is a 22.
Okay, congratulations. You successfully pull out, and the book drops in front of you and falls open to the sort of cover page, which you guys can see is this sort of circle. It is a circle divided horizontally in half. On the top half of the circle is a city. Underneath the circle is this statue, or is this man on a pillar holding up that surrounded by water.
Nick, we've seen this. Nick showed us that picture.
Wait, wasn't that In the ocean? Right?
When you guys were down there, you did not see the statue of the man.
We assumed it was figurative.
Well, Poi Poi did in the Grim Keeper, or Grim Peeper, but
Oh, I saw the statue.
you saw the statue in the Grim Peeper, but the statue was no longer there in modern times. It is a massive statue.
And it was just gone.
Massive statue's just gone.
Maybe it wasn't a statue.
Maybe. There's precedent of people getting turned into statues. Maybe they can turn not.
And there's precedent of
Statue.
gods being visible in the peeper. But I guess also if he was turned to stone, that could have just been Darius. That'd be wild, wouldn't it? You said I'm on the cover page?
Yeah, you're on the cover page. That's the...
Does it have, on the backside of the cover, does it have that, like, that little box where you can write the names of the people who have checked it out?
We'll say... You know what? We'll say... yes. And you can see the last person to check out this specific book
50 years ago.
50 years ago was someone named Mikhail Goldchisel.
That's literally.
Yeah, I know. I accidentally gave it to Alice earlier. Mikhail Goldchisel.
Literally the guy in the
Mikhail Goldchisel, after becoming a much more skilled smith, eventually changed his name to Mikhail Stormfist.
Ooh, wait, when did Gimbal meet Mikhail?
The prison.
He was one of the prisoners?
Yeah, the
He's
old
the guy we gave.
The
Oh, the
guy
son.
who we gave the.
Yes,
Oh, shit.
his
he's
name is
our
Mikhail.
guy.
Our guy.
He's the
Okay,
guy.
Good. That's great, actually.
The guy. It's the guy.
That's actually great. Okay. Okay. His name is Stormfist?
Yeah,
Stormfist.
Mikhail Stormfist now, but it was Mikhail Goldchisel at the time he checked out this book.
How does one forge a fist out of storms? That makes no fucking sense.
For context, everybody watching, Alice asked me how to spell the last names of the people that were in the prison, and so I sent Alice a photo of the people that were in the prison, but I forgot that it had Mikhail's old name when I sent it, and then I realized, oh shit, and then I press and held on it and clicked delete, but it's Telegram. And if anybody knows Telegram, you have to click that little box that says delete also for insert person you're talking to's name. And I forgot to delete that. I forgot to hit that box. So I accidentally gave Alice a lot
And
more
you
information than I intended.
And that is the worst person to like accidentally give information to.
Yeah, yeah.
The crazy note taker.
Yeah. Yeah. So, whoopsie poopsie. I figured that was going to come up eventually.
And there
Here
it
you
is.
go. Mikhail Goldchisel is Mikhail Stormfist.
We did a.
I feel like we
Mystery
would have put
solved.
that together without.
I know you would have put that together, but still.
Why was he
Okay.
called Gold Chisel initially?
Because he made
Because
a
he
gold
made a gold
chisel.
chisel.
Also, then it keeps changing.
Yeah,
And you create
it's
more better stuff.
yeah, it's the best thing that you've made in your life.
How the
His
fuck
name's-
does one make a fist out of storm?
Yeah.
the fuck does one make a chisel out of gold? That seems deeply inefficient.
It
doesn't-
It seems like it would just not work. Period.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's a luxury item.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the actual tool is. All that matters is that the craftsmanship on it. You know.
So it's more like a collector's item.
Yeah,
Gold
it's
chisel.
more of a collector's item. It's just whatever.
It's a vanity project.
It's a vanity project. Yeah. Some of them are useful, other ones aren't.
But still, how did he make
He was
a?
just name hunting.
But how did he make a storm out of a fist?
That is a question for him.
That is a question
Damn
we're gonna
design.
ask
It's
him
just like
very
a weapon.
soon.
You guys are overthinking it.
That is a question for him.
Like a gauntlet. That's just called a storm fist.
Mm-hmm.
Brady is looking pretty tired, though.
It is midnight, practically, for me.
It is midnight for Brady.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, we want to wrap up our stay in this lovely library with our lovely host.
yeah, final thoughts, everyone. Final thoughts before I end the session.
I think I know what the storm fist is.
Oh my god!
I look at Tom's hands.
May's look of recognition, remembering all the way back in time when there was a maker's mark on
You know what's
Thwomp's fists.
I literally said it's probably a gauntlet.
That's what triggered the thought.
Can I be honest? Yeah, that made me want to make a joke that basically Thwomp was going to be like, oh, well, mine makes lightning, so it can't possibly be these. But now,
Everything's connected, you guys. Everything's connected.
oh my god, everybody starts looking at Thwomp and he holds up his hands. And he just looks at them and it's my god.
I'm surprised Mikhail didn't like recognize it.
We never met Thwomp. Thwomp was making the portal when we ran into him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was the one
He was in a
that
different room.
Hey, well, if we found the maker, maybe there's some secret functions that you don't know about. Maybe it's got a seat
Massager.
warmer.
Oh.
DM, remind me, where did I get these
Okay.
gauntlets? And under what pretense?
I think it was just that your father gave them to you, didn't he?
Well, I have some questions for why Daddy had Storm
Your
Fist.
dad is so sus.
But also before
is
your dad
superstars.
had them.
Fucking Aya Crush had them.
Yeah.
I had Crush. Yeah, Cross. And Thwomp doesn't know that, though. That never came up.
Yeah. That's
How does
I don't think any of
Thwomp
us
keep?
know that.
It kept
How does
almost
Thwomp
coming
and his
out.
family keep running across these fucking wild artifacts?
I don't know.
It's
You
almost
had
as
a
if his
piece
dad
of
worked for the
my
collector.
Ancestral.
Yeah,
sword
that's
gem.
true.
Pretty sure I got
And-
punched in the face by those ones, but I don't recognize them.
Well, nobody got that. Okay.
I got it.
Okay, thank you, Evan.
Also, wait.
I heard it.
Sorry. Also, wait a minute. I just realized. Did you also get the piece of the core gem from your dad?
Yeah,
I asked him about that. That showed up next to me when I was a babe in the woods.
he just had it on him.
It was never a family heirloom. It was just lying next to me.
You asshole! You said it was a family heirloom at the beginning.
I thought it was a family
That's
heirloom.
what-
That's
that's
what my
what
dad
he
told
moved
me.
That's what his dad told him, though.
That's true.
Yeah, my dad just
He literally didn't
lies
know.
about everything, apparently.
By all means, it could have been left there by Virgil or whoever left him in place there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the actual family who
Dad.
probably is the one who stole the gold
Here
gem.
You're lucky that I'm not logged into the thing.
Just saying, curious.
With Virgil.
I was waiting
Curious
for
that
it.
the guy who used to work for the collector has his
Yeah.
hands on some wild artifacts.
Wild ass artifact.
I
and doesn't
said
pay any
that.
of his debts.
I said that earlier. I get him, though.
Did you? I don't know.
I did.
I don't
So,
listen to you.
final thoughts.
Is Nyx in the room? What do you think? Stanley, what do you think of that?
Stanley is just petting Nyx.
Oh, that's
What?
wholesome.
A dog petting a cat. That's it. That's interesting.
You're a walking deer,
Presume
so
it's
I
nice,
guess there's
Stanley.
always other things going on.
Stanley, are you
Yeah, but, like,
allergic
also-
to cats?
I'm
Never
very allergic to cats, but they're very cute.
Look away for 2 seconds, and you can pet a bird instead.
He looks away, looks back. Nyx does not change. Nyx is enjoying getting pet by a cat.
When did you get
Getting pet by a cat.
shy?
Too
I
much.
finger wag Nyx.
Never mind. I mean, you hate it when we pet you. You mean being.
He's got soft hands.
He's got soft pads.
He's got soft hands.
Beans.
Looking at Johan's weirdly human-looking hands.
His crinkly
The
nips.
blatant necrosis.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be pet by those either.
I was just like, you know what? Fair enough.
Why do I imagine like a live action Johan is just like really good CGI and then just normal ass human hands?
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It is necrotic hands though. So it's a bit zombie.
They're kind of purple.
I actually can't imagine like our campaign as like a live action. I could only imagine as an animation.
It's a lot
Yeah.
easier to
I think-
imagine as an
It would be
animation.
well for sure. I don't think we can find anyone with Poi Poi's proportions.
What would be CGI?
You know?
I don't know,
Like,
they shrunk Bradley
3
Cooper down to the
feet
size of a
tall.
raccoon.
Huge head.
What would be CGI?
I heard that, Evan. Don't worry.
I
Thank
also
you.
heard it. It was great.
Competing
Wait.
jokes.
Wait, I didn't hear it.
No, I just said they shrunk Bradley Cooper down to the size
Oh
of a
yeah,
raccoon
yeah,
and
I
made
heard
it
that, I
work.
heard that.
We can shrink May down to the size of a poi poi.
Wow. And that's all we have for this.
Can they expand
Yeah.
me enough for a gimbal?
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching.
Gimble's butt would have to be CGI
Like a
though.
number.
Only the butt.
Got like
At that
anime
point-
jiggle physics.
Will the players finally solve this mystery? So far,
It'll be like
they
the
have
opposite
been
of
going
Johan's
after
hand.
every single piece of evidence that I had planned. I sort of expected them to just look at a couple bits and then jump to a conclusion and run with it, and I'd have to be like, okay, fine. But they're going through every single
You
thing.
yelled at us for doing that so many times.
I know. I'm saying this is kind of cool that you guys are like sort of like going through
You're proud
everything.
of us.
Oh.
It just feels nice that like I
As long
put
as
in
Papa
work.
Nate's happy, I'm happy.
I put in.
Yeah.
Don't call me Papa. Don't call me Papa. That's all for this time. We gotta end before they call me Daddy. Bye, everybody.
Solomon.
You-
Saturday night.
Bye, everyone.